Right, are we good? Are we live? I think we are. Hello all and welcome back to the Women's Football Chat Live. The Women's Super League season is back and tonight we kick off the campaign as Chelsea, the champions, play host to Aston Villa. It's a new look Aston Villa side, it's a new look Chelsea side. For the first time in a very long time, it'll be a Chelsea side led out by someone other than Emma Hayes as manager. And of course Aston Villa with a new manager in Robert de Pauw as well. So lots to look forward to tonight. The WSL season's back, Harry. Are you excited for it?
Very much so. It has been a long wait. We've had a brilliant pre-season, we had a brilliant Summer Olympics, but the WSL is back. That's what we're all here for, and it's going to be a really exciting season, and it's going to be a very exciting game tonight. As you say, two sides both starting new eras at their football clubs. After having long-serving managers, they decided, or they lost their managers, brought in, and it's now changed. So it's going to be very interesting to see how both sides set up tonight. Realistically, on paper, Chelsea should win this game and they should make it look pretty comfortable, but we don't know what's going to happen. Are Chelsea going to be slow to start under Sonia Bompastor? Will Villa start fast under Robert de Pauw and surprise Chelsea here? Who knows what's going to happen? That's why we're here to watch it though. It's going to be a very exciting season and hopefully the game is going to deliver. It's an opener. It's got to be a good game. Opening night has to be a good night.
Yeah, indeed. Villa had a very active summer and I'll be hoping that will see them start strong in this campaign. Chelsea also with a lot of business done. There's some new look 11s out there. So let's start by having a look at the lineup, seeing who is starting in tonight's games. We'll start then with the Chelsea team, the hosts at Kings Meadow tonight's match. In goal, it's Hannah Hampton. It's a back four of Lucy Bronze, Millie Bright, Kadisha Buchanan and Ashley Lawrence. In the pivot, it's Cuthbert and Sjorka Nusken. And then on the left wing, it is Wright. And on the right wing, it's Joanna Reed. In attacking midfield, Baltimore. And leading the line, Mayra Ramirez. So, Baltimore attack midfield, not a role we expect to see her in. Could we see Wright in attack midfield? Or how do we expect that to look tonight?
Potentially so. We know Canary can play there as well. So it's going to be a very fluid attacking three with Ramirez just running past people and using her brute force and her height up there. But yeah, it's first Chelsea start in a competitive game for Baltimore and for Lucy Bronze. Going to be very interesting to see how those two play. Two very good players. Baltimore definitely, hopefully to hit the prime of her career at Chelsea. Bronze, she's, looking to end on a high, coming to the WSL. But both of them going to be very interesting to see how they play tonight. But overall, it's quite similar in terms of the setup to how we are used to seeing Chelsea under Emma Hayes. Obviously, there'll be different things, and Bompastor will bring in different elements, but overall, on paper, the team looks pretty similar, and just those new additions are kind of the changes in there.
Yeah, and Ashley Lawrence handed a starting opportunity with Niamh Charles out injured. Are you surprised to see Lawrence starting on the wrong side? Or because obviously Bernabei was an option tonight, so does that make sense to play Lawrence, or would you have gone for Bernabei?
I think it's a tough one, and but I think we know Lawrence can play there, but we also know that I don't think tonight's the game to play Bernabei in. I understand why they've gone Lawrence. Lawrence knows the league. She's been played in it for a season now, and it's opening night. You don't want to make any mistakes. It's not quite the game you want to throw in. Your young up and exciting fullback. Lawrence makes sense. Just a bit more stability in there. But I definitely think we will see Bernabei further down the line.
Yeah, and then the notable omission of Lauren James, was that a surprise?
A little bit. It was. I'm intrigued to see. I'll be intrigued to see why. But I think that Chelsea front three is extremely strong. Realistically, is this a type of game where Lauren James is being needed? Probably not. But we don't know. That might be the game where she is needed. Obviously, she is on the bench if Chelsea do need her. But clearly, either something's happened there, or Bompastor feeling that James isn't necessary to win games like tonight. But we'll see what happens.
No, there'll be an element of managing minutes as well. Obviously, Palace coming up next Friday. After that, we are a week away from the UWCL kicking off, I think. So you can see why there might be a want to manage minutes there. But yeah, I think Lauren wants to play every single match she can. So I would be surprised if she's not surprised or frustrated if there isn't a deeper reason behind that. But I can see why Bompastor would want to rotate things in there, and I still think the attack is very strong.
Yeah, exactly that. And Lauren James is such a good player that you want her to play every game, but realistically, you look at last season, she did start to pick up a few niggles and a few knocks as the campaign got later on. Managing her minutes from the start would make sense, because it means when you get later in the season, when you get to those crunch games, she is still fit and she can still make a difference in those kind of games.
And of course, worth noting, we could see full first team debuts for Melis Mpome and Vika Kaptein tonight if they are to be involved from the bench. Let's have a look then at the Aston Villa side. It's also a 4-2-3-1 for the Villains. In goal, it's new signing Sabrina D'Angelo replacing the departing Van Domselaar. Across the back four, Maritz, Patton, Parker and Thomas. In the pivot, it's Jordan Nobbs and Lucy Staniforth. Across the three, Grant, Kearns and Darley. And leading the line, it's of course Rachel Daly. So four new signings in there for Aston Villa tonight. A lot of experience and a lot of strength added. How do you think they're going to shape up tonight and across the season?
Yeah, I think it's been very, very interesting to see what kind of performance Villa can deliver. They know it's going to be tough opposition, and they know to get anything out of this Chelsea game would be incredible. But I do think things look positive. I think D'Angelo, in a new environment, she is still a decent goalkeeper. You've got to remember that. Yes, things were tough at Arsenal, but she was swapping, going in and coming out the side. It was a bit of a mess with both goalkeepers underperforming. New start for D'Angelo, hopefully that she can get back to some good form. I think Thomas coming in at right back is a big upgrade and a very, very good player. Missy Bo-Kearns in attack, and same with Chastity Grant. Two very, very exciting players who can deliver big moments. Yeah. And these are the type of games where those players who are probably slightly better than your likes of Leon and whoever, you think... I just think that Grant and Missy Bo-Kearns could deliver on a game like tonight. Can they give Villa that one moment of glory, go and score a brilliant, brilliant goal and give your side a chance? They're those kind of players, so they'll be hoping they can deliver. But it's a big night for Villa, even if it doesn't go to plan, even if they do lose the game. I think there's a lot to be excited for under new management with new, very exciting signings. But I think they could give the game to Chelsea here tonight, and that would be very, very exciting.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. Their attack is very strong. I think they offer a lot of transitional threat now. So that's something Chelsea have got to be mindful of. They did get caught out a little bit in transition last season. Whether or not that will be a prevalent issue for Bompastor and her system, it's a complete other matter. So we'll see how they adapt tonight. And let's talk to chat then. Let's see what everyone's been saying. Welcome everyone that's put a message in. By the way, sorry we haven't said hi yet, but welcome to Gary, welcome to Yi Chen, welcome to Andreas, Justin, Franklin, good to see you all. Yi Chen saying, I captained LJ my fantasy WSL first week. Same here.
Oh, that's
Same
tough.
Here. It's a real sting. And I had Neve Charles on my team. I transferred out today for Bernabé because I completely forgot actually Lawrence can play there. So I thought, Bernabé, 4 million, guaranteed, nailed on, lovely stuff. Not guaranteed, not nailed on, not lovely stuff it turns out.
I forgot to take out Charles, but that's okay. She'll just get subbed out for my first sub. I've got captained Canaried, so I'm hoping that Jojo can deliver tonight.
I've got her in my team as well, so I'll be hoping for some points as well. Andreas saying my prediction is LJ to get subbed on and then sent off. We won't stand the LJ slander on this channel, Gary. Get out. Absolutely not having any of that. But no, it'll be interesting to see if she does get in off the bench and what impact she can have. We know the quality Lauren James possesses. So yeah, top player. I wouldn't be surprised if part of the dropping tonight is that actually Bompastor already knows what to expect from Lauren James. She's got nothing to prove. So why not in this opening game give the other attackers a chance to shine and see who else is going to start in there?
Yeah.
Andreas saying good evening from the Kingdom of Sweden. What a grand title. Unfortunately, 2/3 on the bench. Yes, of course, Akira Musovic and Natalie Bjorn on the bench tonight. We surprised to see Bjorn benched because I think a lot of people expected it to be either Buchanan or Bright alongside Natalie Bjorn. Bjorn, the one that drops to the bench. Is that a surprise?
I'm intrigued to see how it's going to work. I really am. I think what Bjorn brings you compared to the other two is a little bit more pace in that back line, which I think is huge when, if strike...
I don't see any pace in the back line tonight.
Yeah, and that's the thing. However, Rachel Daly isn't the type of striker that's going to be running in behind. So it is... I mean, obviously, I know she can't, but, she's not that typical striker. Her biggest problem is her aerial threat. That makes sense to go for Brighton Buchanan. I do feel that I would have preferred to see Bjorn in there, But either way, Brighton Buchanan are two very good centre-halves. I just hope they don't get caught out. And that's the main thing, I think, for Chelsea is this season, as you mentioned briefly. is defensively. How strong will Chelsea look defensively? We know they're going to score goals in attack. We know the attack is star-studded with world-class players. But can that defence look more like a unit? Will it get caught out? You've got Bronze in there who's going to want to get high. You've got Lawrence playing on the wrong side, and you've got two centre-halves who don't really have that much pace in them, who could get caught out in behind. It's risky. Could be interesting to see if it pays off.
Yeah, definitely. Justin saying, so hyped, great first matchup indeed it is. Justin Franklin putting a 7-1 Chelsea prediction in there.
Wow.
I mean, I'd love to see it. I don't see it happening myself. We did obviously put a few past Aston Villa last season. It was 7-0, I think. So perhaps it will happen, but I think this Villa side look really strong. And I'd be surprised if we were to get anywhere near that scoreline this evening. Villa have got a point to prove under new management with new players. Yes, it could go wrong, but I think they'll be keen to, show their quality.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing, really, is that, Villa looks so different to the side that did lose 7-0 to Chelsea, so I definitely think it will be a lot closer tonight.
Yeah, definitely. Gary saying proper WSL score on that, can see it happening. Justin saying, American question, I heard people say up the Villa, I thought it was just a Villa phrase, but is it really a British phrase that means something like rah rah? No, I believe it is just a Villa phrase. I don't think there's any etymological background behind that. So yeah, it is just to up the Villa as a phrase. And then Sapphire saying, have you guys heard that EAFC and Football Manager will have women's football this year? So it's the second year, isn't it, of the partnership between the women's game and EAFC. Very good to see this progress. And of course, Football Manager, a game that I play religiously, now having women's football. We're very excited for it. And we have been considering doing a little series on this channel. So if that's something that would interest you, let us know. We are considering doing that once the game comes out. It's still a couple of months away, so yeah, we'll just wait for the game to come out first. But right, let's get into predictions then for the first game of this WSL season. If you are watching along, get involved in the live chat then and give us your predictions. But I'll start with you, Harry. What is your prediction for tonight's opening fixture of the 24-25 WSL season?
That's a tough one. It's a really tough one. I think Chelsea will take it. I'm going to go 3-1 to Chelsea, but I definitely think it'll be a spirited Aston Villa performance. I really do. I think Chelsea will open the scoring through Myra Ramirez. I'll then go Villa to equalise, to make it 1-1 through Missy Bokens. I think it will then be 1-1 at half-time. We'll be starting to question what's going on at Chelsea. Do Aston Villa look strong? But in the second half, I will go for goals from Guro Wrighton and Lauren James off the bench to win the game for Chelsea. But overall, I'm expecting a competitive first half and then a second half where Chelsea just up their level and win the game.
Yeah, I've been very convinced by what I've seen in pre-season. I've been very convinced. We have looked assertive in every game we've played. We've looked controlling. We've looked dominant. Bompastor has forgotten something, though. She has to skip back down the tunnel. So no longer am I so sure of tonight's performance. But no, I think Chelsea have stood themselves in really good stead. If pre-season's anything to go off, tonight should be very comfortable. I'm going to say 3-0. I tend to go
Fair
4,
enough.
but I think they'll only get to 3 tonight. But yeah, Chelsea look really good coming into this game. BBC saying that Wrighton will play attack midfield, Baltimore on the left-hand side. I could see that either way. But yeah, interesting choice to start there. But yeah, I'll say 3-0. I will say a goal from Myra Ramirez, a goal from Kana Reid, and I will say a goal off the bench from Kat Macario.
Like it. But yeah, it's going to be a great game either way. Either Chelsea are going to show their class and show that they're here to win another title, even if it is a new manager, or Aston Villa are going to show that they've come on leaps and bounds over the summer, new additions, new manager, and they're going to deliver a performance that is going to be of very, very high quality. If both those things happen, we're in for an incredible game.
Yeah.
But, this is opening night. It's great to be back. We've got a big week. Game week 1 is starting off with a very, very good game here. And hopefully these two sides are going to play. And that's the thing, I want to see these two sides play well. They're both, I want that even if Villa lose or whoever loses, I want to see them start well, because that's under new eras, you want to see sides get off to a good start. Unless you don't like the team, obviously.
Well, I think Villa will look at tonight's game and see it as a roll of the dice type game.
Yeah.
One that if they are to lose, no one's really going to be not panic
exactly.
stations if you lose to Chelsea.
As long as they don't, if Villa keep it respectable tonight, I think they'll be content with that.
Now, if it's 9-0, DePaul should be down the job centre. But barring that, I think you take whatever you get against Chelsea. You give as best as you can, and you see what you come away from it with.
Yeah.
But Chelsea are a very good outfit. Town wants saying Chelsea is better 11 on the pitch. Villa haven't hope. This is not Arsenal who can lose a game like this. This is Chelsea 4-0. Bold words then from Talmon. I wouldn't get ahead of ourselves. I do think Villa are a well put together team. I think De Pauw will be keen to try their best in this game. Of course, they'll try their best in every match, but this is his first match. He'll want to see his side put on a good performance, and it's a real big challenge to play the champions in the opening day of the season. Franklin saying, great argument on my prediction, and that's why I've seen them scoring today. Look at Sonia's first 11. It's devastating going forward. I could be wrong, though. I think Chelsea are very good. Very, very, very strong. What I've seen over pre-season, the way they dismantled Feyenoord, the way they've played against other WSL sides and against Gotham, they look really good. So I think there's a real cause for optimism, but I would never want to get ahead of myself. I think you're looking at this Villa side, they have got quality and they will offer a challenge tonight. But we are about to get underway here at Kings Meadow. It'll be Myra Ramirez from the middle to get us started. Before kick-off, all the players take a knee in a stand against all forms of discrimination. And now we can get the show started. The 24-25 WSL season is here. We're about to get underway, and we do now get underway. Chelsea, get us started here at Kings Meadow. It's Chelsea versus Aston Villa. The opening night of the WSL season. Lucy Bronze on the ball quickly, and they're trying to come forwards early here. Myra Ramirez out in this wide area. Can she pick out a teammate now? Finds Carnareed. Forced backwards there by Thomas. And Villa have possession. Can they look to play out? Blocked by Carnareed, out for a Villa throw.
Yeah, Chelsea's trying to start fast, showing a clear intent to get on the front foot early and take control of this game.
Yeah, indeed.
Villa have got to hang in there if they want to stand a chance.
Thomas taking her time here, not seeing an option she likes. It's picked off by Carnareed in there. Now Ramirez tries to pass it inside. It's going to fall for Bronze, but it's taken away from her by Nobbs, and now it's going to fall for Buchanan. Lifting it back up in the air. That's something for Baltimore to chase here, and Moritz hasn't dealt with that well, but it's away from Baltimore. He now tries to hold it up. Finds Lawrence. And that's a poor pass back to Nuskun, and well, Villa, that should have been a better pass from Daly, and they may have been in there. Bright heads on, Gura Wrighton bearing in on goal, takes in, Gura Wrighton just wide. An opportunity early on here for Chelsea though, Bright heading through the opposition line, Wrighton dragging a shot just wide of the far post.
Yeah, it's too easy for Chelsea really, there's a massive gap, Villa just get caught out, and Bright manages just to lift a header into Gura Wrighton, and it's not a bad effort at all. Yeah, just is it Patton who steps out and allows the gets drawn out?
She wins the initial header off of Bright's clearance and then ball forwards, but then she can't win it again as Bright heads it over her. Mayron says, I'm watching from Uganda. Let's go Blues. Welcome to the stream, Mayron. Good to see you as always. Sapphire is predicting Villa to finish 5th this season. Yeah, I could see it. I mean, I think it's going to be Leicester, because that's my bold prediction. But
I think I put Villa 7th. I think they'll play better, but
Ramirez bursting past defenders here, and that's claimed well by D'Angelo, who ends up running out for a corner. So a chance now for Chelsea to put the ball in the box to try and challenge Villa in the air.
Yeah, interesting. Villa haven't got a sponsor. I don't know. I thought they already had one. I mean, Chelsea obviously still don't have one, but yeah.
Maybe they're having for a separate sponsor for the WSL side.
Actually.
Corner now for Chelsea. Ball lifted into the box, and it's up in the air. It's going to fall for Bright, who swings a leg at it, misses it. Here's Sandy Baltimore. Bright keeps it in just about. Great job. Wrighton delivers it. Called offside. Not sure whether that was offside, but trust the liner's judgment on that one.
Yeah. It's Chelsea are showing a clear intent here. They want to put Villa under pressure.
So it's definitely Wrighton through the middle then, attacking midfield. Myra leading the line. No surprises there. Other than that, the Chelsea team pretty much as we'd expect it.
Yeah, big shoes to fill for Bompastor, but there's one manager in the world that can fill Emma Hayes' boots. It's Sonia Bompastor.
Yeah. Indeed. So this will go forwards quickly from Parker, cut out by Lucy Bronze. Cuthbert can't get her foot on the ball. Chelsea's pressure though, winning it back high. Here's Carnareed driving in towards goal, hacked down in there by Staniforth, and she'll be lucky to avoid a booking here, and I don't think she will avoid a booking.
No.
I mean, she's furious. She's surprised by that, Staniforth.
No, she can have no complaints.
I was going to say.
Luke, you're just...
Carnareed bursting away. Staniforth hacks her down. No complaints about that one.
Yeah. Brilliant from Canary again. Wins it back. Staniforth just panics. Nowhere near the ball. Always give a yellow card.
Just so well to win a heart of the field. Bursts away from Staniforth. Staniforth knows he has to make that tackle. If not, you're allowing Carnegie a shot on goal.
Yeah. Already in the book. 5 minutes in. Not what you want from a defensive
Chelsea
midfielder.
Free kick then. Cuthbert makes the dummy run. Guro Wrighton will lift it in towards the far post. Ball across the box for Chelsea. No one can make contact with it. Good opportunity there.
Yes.
Far post run from Nusken. Almost able to did pick her out, but the ball across the box. Unable to meet Millie Bright or any of the on-rushing attackers.
Yeah, quite a smart routine that. I like that from Chelsea. Nusken just a little bit too much on it. But definitely the right idea. She was offside. So probably wouldn't have counted anyway, but a nice move. It's the right thing to do there. I think you're too far away to shoot, but you're not going to put a proper ball in the box, so just dinking it over the top makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, Villa.
Throwing now for Villa then on the far side.
Villa just need to stay in the game is the main thing.
Down the line, Bocan's unable to get there. Here is Hjoka Nusken. Has got to wriggle out of trouble, but then loses possession. And now Villa can look to make the pitch wide. Patton. Thomas round the corner into Kenza Darley, who'll drive it into this wide area then. Being followed by Carnery. Ball into Thomas, who joins her in attack now. Tries to take on Buchanan. Buchanan stands her ground. Thomas still going. One back by the Canadian Buchanan. Now looking to try and get away from Thomas here and wins a throw.
Thomas is just too much. When Darley gives her the ball, she runs herself. It doesn't help they're already in the corner, but just tries to take on Buchanan, which isn't really going to work.
No.
Should have tried to play it and just use the ball. And now Chelsea have got a throw, and they'll probably hope to play their way out of it. Well, that throw wasn't brilliant from Bronze.
One back by Thomas. Here's Staniforth, who somehow squeezes past Erin Cuthbert there. Here's Darley. Wants to take on Bronze. Stopped by Bronze, and now Carnery will look to break. Thomas smashes it into Carnery. It comes off the Swede, and it's out for a corner.
Yeah, ref took their time to give it, but definitely did take a corner. Not
They're
sure.
piling on the pressure.
Yeah, did Thomas mean to win a corner? I don't know. She has just leathered the ball, but it worked.
Yeah.
So a Villa corner and a chance to do something from this.
Yeah, lots of involvement so far for Villa's new signing at left back then, Thomas.
But there's a reason for that. Very, very good player.
Yeah.
And her and Darley will look to build a very good relationship down this left-hand side.
Here's Jordan Nobbs then over this dead ball situation. Delivers it in towards the front post, causes a bit of confusion, but Chelsea get it away, and now they can break with speed. Baltimore's touch, though, letting her down, and it's an easy thing for Moritz to deal with there. Bronze now, just waiting for Chelsea to get set into position, taking this throw.
Yeah.
Ball down the line, Carnery tries to play inside to Baltimore, doesn't quite come off. Here's Bronze, Cuthbert. Under pressure quickly from Staniforth, goes back to Buchanan. Now Hannah Hampton.
I think it's pretty easy to see that to start. You can clearly see for both teams there are a few teething issues that they're going to want to iron out over the season. But that's what you expect to see. 7 minutes into the first competitive game, it's gonna be like that. There's gonna be a few little problems here and there for each team.
Bronze tried to play that forward, didn't quite come off. Here's Kenza Darley. Back now to Patton. Parker. Staniforth. Parker again. Just waiting for Chelsea to come onto them here, Villa. Thomas. Staniforth under pressure from Baltimore. Baltimore wins out the pitch. Now here's Maya Ramirez. Plays in Guro right and turns. Takes save. And it's just one of the posts again. Another close one from Guro Right in a tough angle. But she almost found the bottom corner.
Yeah, the pass from Ramirez really let her down. Means that Wrighton has to overplay it. It needs to be. It's just doesn't fall right for Wrighton. She does the right thing to turn and just put it on her left foot. But yeah, she wasn't really going to drive the power from there.
Almost just needs to try and hit it as hard as possible.
Yeah.
Direct at the goal rather than try and squeeze it in that near corner. Not far corner by the time she got to the ball. Carnery. Cuthbert.
But Guro Wrighton's looked very lively tonight already.
Yeah. Here's Buchanan. Cuthbert. Buchanan. Ball across into Millie Bright. There's a forward pass on here. Lawrence. Down the line into Baltimore. Looking for an option here, Sandy Baltimore. Nice turn, trying to play away out of trouble. Goes back to Millie Bright. Options inside there. Could have been a bit more ambitious with that pass. Buchanan. Into Bronze. Bronze will look to carry it forwards now. Finds Guro. Guro one touch into Kana Reid. Bronze makes the run beyond. Kana Reid will look to come inside. Pass across. Finds Sioka Nuskan. Nuskan touches it to Cuthbert. Doesn't come off. And now they'll look to break Aston Villa. Missy Kearns into Daly. Pass wide into Darley. Overlapping run of Thomas if she can find it. Does find it. Thomas delivers it. Blocked by Bronze. And out for a corner.
Yeah.
We're seeing there that transitional threat for Aston Villa. Chelsea dealt with it well that time. They got players back in. But we're seeing what Villa are trying to do tonight is hit Chelsea when they're in attacking areas. Try and break them down on the counter.
Yeah, it was a bit of a strange pass from Canary. She just fizzed it into the pitch. Nuskan couldn't really bring it down. And as you say, Villa saw the loose ball and pounced on it and managed to move it very quickly. But looking very tidy are Aston Villa.
Indeed.
And they are, as you say, they carry that threat now, and we know that if they get chances to the likes of Daly, to the likes of Darley, they're going to take them. And they've got another corner here, and they definitely pack a punch in the air.
Kenza Darley delivers it in towards the box, and that is headed away by Chelsea. And that will be a Villa throw.
Yeah, just took a nick on the way through, but not the ideal corner from a Villa point of view. But first 10 minutes, they've done pretty well just to stay in the game, just to kind of just keep Chelsea, at bay. They're not quite, Chelsea are just having to be a little bit reserved in case Villa cause them problems.
Missy Kearns tried to find Grant. Couldn't quite. Baltimore touch that out of play. Villa throw.
Yeah, a lot of actions come to the left-hand side. We haven't really seen Grant get on the ball much.
But she's got a throw in here. Goes long looking for Jordan Nobbs, who's made herself available in the box. Here's Ramirez. Can't quite take that in her stride. Looked like a foul, but not given by the referee. Parker. Staniforth. Thomas. Plays it inside. Staniforth. Nobbs. But we're seeing some really interesting tactical stuff from Villa. We're seeing Thomas gets really high in this system, and they look to pick her out again. Bronze. Good defending. Going to be hounded into this corner, and that will be a Villa throw.
Yeah, good 5 minutes or so from Villa. Just putting a little bit of pressure on Chelsea, and definitely down this left-hand side, they're showing a high level of talent.
Yeah, indeed.
Oh, Kenza Darley, that's brilliant.
Trying to wriggle her way through Chelsea's back line there. Thomas now bursting into the penalty area. Danger for Chelsea. Into Daly. Falls for Grant. And it's a mess. But it's over the bar, and Chelsea get away with one there.
And Missy Kearns will wonder how on earth she's put that over the bar. Wow. Darley does so well. Thomas is allowed too easily to drive it in. She does the right thing, just fires it across goal. Grant does well, brings it down, takes a touch, tries to play it across to Kearns.
Just tries to turn it goalwards, and it just flicks up in the air. She missed the initial ball in from Thomas.
I think Grant's got a shoot here. I don't know why she's played that across to Kearns, and Kearns has just got it all wrong. That's a massive chance for Aston Villa.
Chelsea sliced open too convincingly. The right back, the right side defence of Chelsea's got to do better there. Here's Kana Reid. Ball into the box. Ramirez can't quite get there. Does now win it back though, Ramirez. There's not really any space in there for her to turn though. Waiting for an option. Back to Bronze. This could be swung into the box, and it is swung into the box. Writer will make the run. Can't quite get there. Baltimore recovers it. Can she get it back into the box for Chelsea? Wants to take on Moritz. Has Moritz and Grant on her now, and is forced back now, Baltimore. Lawrence up in support though. Ball into the box. Brought down by Cuthbert. Can't turn it goalwards. Villa look to break. Nobbs. Daly. Forced backwards by Buchanan.
The
And
doubling
Thomas under pressure by Kana Reid. I'll go back though to the goalkeeper. D'Angelo. Nobbs. Moritz. Under pressure from Baltimore. Forward pass though does find Chastity Grant. Nice turn. Wriggling away from Lawrence, but Lawrence has forced her backwards there. Parker. Into Nobbs. Parker again. Carrying it forwards. Finds Missy Beaucairns. Tries to turn around the corner. But that's only found Lucy Bronze.
Yeah, not quite as you saw there, but I think Villa's partnerships between their fullbacks and their wingers are looking very, very strong, not only in attacking areas but also defensive. Doubling up on Chelsea's wingers means you just nullify their threat as much as you can. The problem it does leave is that you leave their fullbacks very, very open, and if Chelsea can find the likes of Bronze and Lawrence in attacking areas, they could punish Villa that way.
Well, the problem is Ramirez is being dragged into channels at the moment to play hold-up, so they're not really got anyone to aim for. We saw a cross go in there from Lucy Bronze, and Wrighton's the one trying to head it home. Now, no disrespect to Wrighton, she's got many strengths, many qualities, but leaping up in the air and heading one home is not one of them. Yeah. She may not be a bad header of the ball, but she's very short. So, I mean, if you're going to try and lob a ball into the box, you need Ramirez in there, realistically. Darley. Nobbs. Moritz.
That's a lovely ball
Forward
down.
pass. Finds Kenza Darley, ball into the box, but it's a fairly comfortable claim for Hannah Hampton.
Villa are playing some really nice football, and I really like the fluidity of the team. You saw Kenza Darley there, drifted in from the left, picked up the ball, then played another pass out, then made the run to the right, and then they played the ball to her. She's gone from the left to the right, managed to play 2 passes, then get the ball played back into her, and she's gained the side 15 yards.
Yeah. Baltimore on the ball now, carrying it forwards. Wrighton can't quite get her feet adjusted there, and it flicks off of her awkwardly. Sapphire says, what do you think of Musovic's future? Surely she can't continue being a backup. Yeah, I mean, it's a tough one, isn't it? Because, I mean, for her, unless she goes to, like, where else does she go?
Yeah.
I mean, I think she'd start like Real Madrid. I think she'd start at United, but it's a difficult one. I think she'll probably, I mean, obviously she is a backup to Hampton right now. I think she'll probably get enough minutes this season. It's just whether she wants to be the nailed-on starter or not. Baltimore. Wrighton. Cuts inside, lifts it into the box. It's headed towards goal. But it's a comfortable claim for D'Angelo there. Not a lot of power behind that one, but a shot on target from Chelsea.
Yeah, better from Chelsea. Just catch Villa out the short corner. It's good play from Go right and just sells the dummy there.
I think Nuskin. No, Bronze in the box, sorry.
Yeah. So a nice little ball in from Wrighton. Initially thought she should shoot, but not a bad ball in. Not a hair from Bronze, but D'Angelo will take that. It's a comfortable catch, and it's her first of the game. And that's what you need as a goalkeeper, just a claim like that.
And now here is Kana Reid driving in on goal, puts it towards Guro in the box, who catches it well, to be fair to her. It's a difficult shot to do anything with, difficult chance to do anything with, and does get it towards goal, but wide of the mark.
Yeah, Guro Wrighton's playing the game of how many times can she put it just past the post tonight. The third, and she's not doing much wrong with them. They're just going slightly wide. That's the third one tonight that has just gone past the post, but it's not a bad effort.
For me, Kana Reid gets it wrong there. There was a touch too made that drew her too close to the defender, and it meant she was forced to play that pass inside. The only option in there was Wrighton. She played the ball too fast for Wrighton to do anything with. And Moritz trying to send that forward. It's out low forward. Chelsea throwing that allows them just to put pressure back on them.
Villa have looked good playing at the back, but there was a bit, I don't really know what the plan was there. D'Angelo played it out to Moritz, who was then under loads of pressure and forced to go long, and she ended up having to kick it out.
No, it's a Villa
to take a deflection. Fair enough, that makes a bit more sense.
Missy Beaucairns loses it in there to Nuskin. Here's Cuthbert. Ramirez. Lawrence. Now Cuthbert. No forward option on. Goes back to Buchanan. Now Hampton. Very happy to sit between the centre halves here as another option in possession. Baltimore. Lawrence plays it forward. Wrighton can't quite get a foot on that. Ramirez comes in to try and win it back. Villa have possession though. Nobbs. Patton. Carrying that ball forwards. Daly holds it up well. Lawrence there called out by Grant. Grant pokes it forwards. Buchanan does well. Drops for Missy Buchanan's offside call in there. I think just went a little too early there, Kenta Darley.
Yeah, Darley just kind of switched off a little bit. Didn't realise that Bright had stepped up behind her. But yeah, Villa are putting together some good pieces of play. But yeah, Darley
too soon there. Good call from the referee. Tight one. But a good call.
Yeah. Good 20 minutes though. I said if both teams bring a good performance, it's going to be a good game. That's exactly what we've got at the moment. You know, Villa are playing very, very well, and it's testing Chelsea.
Here's Buchanan. Now back to Hampton. That's a long ball forward, looking for Carnery. Does pick out Carnery though. Can Chelsea make something work from here? As Bronze in support tries to take on Thomas.
That ball has to go to Bronze
Now
sooner.
finds Bronze. Not sure what she's trying to do with it. Thomas has it. Bronze trying to win it back. Forces her down the corner and ends up conceding a free kick, I think.
Yeah, Canary had to play that ball to Bronze when Bronze made the initial run. And it would have given Lucy Bronze a very nice option to cut it back into the penalty area. Just held on for it. And Canary, I was very impressed with her pre-season, but tonight, just in the first 20 minutes, it's just holding on to that ball just too long. One touch too many. Just needs to start to link up with her teammates a little bit more.
Indeed. Sam Kerr in attendance tonight. She was hoping to be back for the start of the season. Her timeline, I think, was a little unrealistic, but she will be hoping to be back in contention for Chelsea's starting minutes soon. Lawrence under pressure from Grant goes back to Hampton. Chelsea.
Kerr clearly not having a good time.
Comfortable there.
Yawning.
Yeah. Not been a terrible first 20 minutes, but Chelsea don't
She's
look
thinking she'd have scored two
polished.
by now.
Thomas ball forwards. It's cut out by Bronze, out for a throw. French Foot asks, on which channel can we watch the WSL? I'm not sure for every broadcaster in the UK. It's available on the BBC. If you're outside the UK, then I'm not sure. A lot of them will be behind paywalls. That is why we do this. So if you aren't able to watch the game because it's behind a paywall, it's a channel you don't have, then you are more than welcome to join us for the match. Ball forward from Villa. Grant up against Lawrence. Grant fighting away. Lawrence using her hands a little bit there. She does get away with it. Nobbs lifting that down the line. Cut out in there by Millie Bright, who looked like she kept it in play there, but according to the linesman, did not.
Yeah, I think the one thing I've been impressed with as well is Villa's confidence with the ball at their feet. Some of these players last season looked so uncomfortable when they had the ball, when they were playing football. But clearly over pre-season they've worked on it. They're playing nice stuff.
Chance now for Aston Villa, ball inside. Kenta Darley.
Just
trying to find possession, one back by Carnery. Chelsea look to break. Carnery carrying it forwards here, and Chelsea look dangerous as they look to break. Finds Ramirez. Ramirez up against Parker. She'll run around Parker. She'll battle for it, and that's really good defending. Parker puts herself between Ramirez and the ball. Manages to win a goal kick.
Yeah. Good defending from Parker, and I have to say her and Patton have been my standout players so far. I think they've defended very well, does really well to deal with Ramirez's physicality there. Realises she's not going to beat her for strength, so just runs that one step ahead of her. And they both look so comfortable in possession.
Yeah.
Hopefully I don't speak too soon. D'Angelo. And D'Angelo as well. Again, is what I mean. Fresh start. You know, we didn't see this comfortability from D'Angelo when she played in an Arsenal shirt last season. And I tell you what, Grant's doing well to hold this ball up because Lawrence is all over her, but Baltimore did win it back there, but Villa just recovered well.
Yi Chen Louise says WSL YouTube has it all. In some countries, the WSL YouTube channel does have all the matches. In most, though, it does not. It has the 4 games, and there are 2 broadcaster picks, which in the UK are for BBC and for Sky. In other channels, it's in other countries, it's channels like Optus Sports and ESPN Plus. So yeah, it differs based on where you are, whether you can watch it on YouTube or on another site.
Yeah.
Missy Buchanan trying to lift that forwards. Grant holds it up well. Needs some support. Trying to find Darley. Bronze asserting herself though quickly Baltimore unable to get there. Missy Kearns pass back to Moritz. Into Nobbs. Lovely Travella pass back to a goalkeeper D'Angelo there from Jordan Nobbs. Staniforth. Parker. And now back to D'Angelo. Don't want to put a kiss of death on it, but 25 minutes here, D'Angelo's looked fairly comfortable. It's a far cry from the goalkeeper we saw playing for Arsenal, who didn't look confident in their own abilities. And now here come Aston Villa. A fast move down the left-hand side as Thomas breaks away here. Ball into the box, blocked by Buchanan. Daly tries to keep it alive, but it's out for a corner. Chelsea are being opened up far too easily at the moment.
And that was a crucial block from Buchanan, because Daly had got miles ahead of Millie Bright, and it would have been an open opportunity for the Villa striker. But as you say, defensively, you've taken a defence and a keeper who looked so uncomfortable last season. They look really comfortable in possession, and when they're playing, they look composed. And Villa are playing, they're linking up very well in attacking
what
areas.
They're doing really nicely here is because Kenza Dali starts on the left flank but is inverting his side, is she's taking Bronze with her. And that leaves the entire left side of the pitch for Thomas to roam into, to drive into. So there's so much space there at the moment. Dali just dragging Bronze out of that position. Means Buchanan's having to come across to deal with that. It brings everyone out of position. Yeah,
exactly. And suddenly it's Daly versus Bright in a 1v1. Yeah.
Which, isn't the situation you want. Yeah, in the air, you'd back Millie Bright.
But if you get the ball into Daly and into her feet, she's going to hold it up. And you got Missy Kearns makes the run in. And that's the thing, because obviously Daly goes inside, Kearns then pushes on. Then suddenly you've got Daly and Kearns up there.
Yeah, Chelsea in possession now. Hannah Hampton goes to Buchanan, back to Hampton. Just lifting that ball forwards. Hampton, Bronze nods on. Carnareed now. Carrying it forwards. Comes inside. Great pass to Bronze. Lovely footwork that from Carnareed. Cuthbert forced backwards. A negative pass. You felt there were better options on there. Bright. Buchanan. Needs an option down the line. Finds Carnareed again. Inside to Cuthbert. And again she looks backwards rather than forwards. It's a bit frustrating at the moment. Yeah. We're seeing Chelsea, and especially Erin Cuthbert, prefer to go backwards rather than look for those forward passes that are wrong. There are forward passes and options available.
And I think overall, the Chelsea midfield just hasn't got on the ball.
No.
Nuskin and Cuthbert have kind of been bypassed.
Carrying it forwards, puts in a firm challenge and does win a throw.
Speak of the devil. Cuthbert's heard us and now she's putting in challenges.
She's working out.
Yeah.
We've stoked the fire of Erin Cuthbert, which is exactly what we want to achieve. Bronze. Into Ramirez. Can she hold the ball up? Of course she can, and she's struck it into Parker, which wins her a corner.
Yeah. Again, Parker's done a very good job of just managing Maya Ramirez tonight.
Yeah. As Sapphire asks, Millie Bright is out of contract at the end of the season. Do you expect Chelsea to renew? It's a tough one to say. I think a lot will depend on her performances this season. I thought last season, obviously, she spent a lot of time out injured, but when she was fit, she did look a little off the pace at times. Ball in, and Chelsea unable to turn that goalwards. Carnareed will try and keep this alive, though. Not going to take on Parker, but can't. But yeah, it's going to be a tough one. I mean, a lot, again, as I say, it will depend on Bright's performances. It will also depend on the performances of Mealy's and Pomey when she gets opportunities this season. If she comes in and proves herself to be ready for the WSL, well, you then got Buchanan, you've got Bjorn, you've got Mpome, and you've got Brooke Aspin coming back from loan.
Yeah.
So it's not the worst situation. And if Chelsea were in the market for a centre-half next summer, were going to spend money, big money in a position like that, and look at a Gurm or a player of that quality, Letitia maybe, then I don't think it's the worst thing in the world to let Millie Bright go. I think she's been a fantastic servant. She's a fantastic player. But she's definitely lost a yard of pace now. And that's fine. When players get old, they are going to decline. I don't mind keeping her as a squad option over the next few years because I think she can, like Ingles, still offer so much experience to the younger players, still offer a really reliable option when picked. The problem is I think too many times we saw her last season get caught out.
Yeah. And again,
Here is Kenzo Darley, ball forward, something for Daly to chase. Daly offside though. And she's frustrated about that one. She thinks that, she's aware that's offside there, to be fair. The frustration is that ball doesn't come quick enough.
Yeah. Because she's timed her run well, she thinks.
Oh, that's tight.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
That's a tight one. I think Buchanan would have got there anyway, to be fair. But Daly would have contested. Would have contested that into the corner. So it's a difficult one to call either way. Buchanan.
I think half an hour in, Villa have played well. But I think what the more impressive thing is the way that they actually grew into the game. In terms of first 5-10 minutes, Chelsea had control.
They looked shaky, Villa.
Yeah.
I thought we were going to be in for a long evening for Aston Villa. I thought Chelsea were looking really sharp. And then since then, Villa have grown into the match. Ball on a strike on target, from Jordan Nobbs. Played well by Hannah Hampton.
It's not a bad effort. Did well, kept it down, kept it low. And yeah, Daly wanted the ball into the box, but of course she did. Every striker wants to see a cross rather than a midfielder take a shot. It's not a bad effort. Pretty comfortable for Hampton in the end. But decent attempt from Nobbs.
Yeah.
But yeah, Villa have really found they've got a foot in this game. They've got their foot in the door.
Indeed.
And if Chelsea aren't careful, they might go and knock the door down. Not sure why you'd knock the door down. You've probably got your foot in it, but never mind.
They can't get in through the bit they've opened a little bit. They've got to smash off the hinges too. Here's Nuskin. Ramirez. Guro Wrighton plays down the line. Ramirez will give this chase, then put pressure on Patton. Patton goes back to a goalkeeper. Has been called back anyway. I think it may have left the pitch. So out for a throw.
Yeah, I'm intrigued to see how this Chelsea game, how this game develops for Chelsea, because we are seeing patterns of what we saw last year, which is that defensive, just.
I think it's very much a naivety in the tactic. Robert de Pauw has clearly analysed what Bompastor likes to do. He's seen how Bronze can be ill-disciplined with her positioning, and he's exploiting that. You look at Kenza Darley inverting from that left flanker role. She can do very comfortably. She's a great central midfielder, so playing on the left and inverting inside suits her very well. And by doing that, they're dragging Bronze out of position. It leaves Thomas in loads of space out there.
I think I'll be intrigued what happens to Aston Villa. Have they got a manager in De Pauw who can adapt to each opponent, or have they just spent 2 months analysing Chelsea and working out how to play against Chelsea, but they could rock up next week and look far from what they did tonight?
But there's really encouraging stuff in possession that will work against any team. It's not just Lucy Bronze specific. Any right back will get dragged inside like that. The
structure is there for Villa, and then they can just tinker it and tweak it depending on who they're playing. Yeah. And to have a manager that has the ability to do that, that's what the elite managers do.
If they're bold enough to push their left back forward so aggressively in a game against Chelsea, they're going to do it in every match this season. Yeah. So.
And they've won it half the pitch again on the right hand side.
As you Kearns tries a back heel, deflects off of Sandy Baltimore.
I think the thing that's letting Villa down at the moment is the fact that in the attacking areas, that link up is just still a little bit behind. But because they're new players, you've got Grant and Missy Kearns up there who haven't played for this team before.
There for Chelsea doesn't quite come off. Bronze, Cuthbert. Lovely lifted ball out wide for Sandy Baltimore. Not quite able to get there though. Unlucky.
I think it's been a common theme actually between both sides. When they get into attacking areas, just overplaying it, not making the right decision, not playing the right pass.
Well, the problem is Chelsea are quite narrow at the moment. So Bronze is trying that diagonal ball, but it feels like she doesn't realise she's already at the halfway line. Like I didn't already at the centre circle, the halfway line. So what ends up happening is she's overhitting that pass every time. I just wonder if it's because
look where she is now.
Everyone's much more compact.
Yeah.
Well, because she's marking Kenza Darley. He's playing in attacking midfield.
Yeah.
So she's being dragged wildly out of position. Now no one's marking Kenza Darley, which is a choice.
See, that's the other option. Then you do that and you give Kenza Darley's incredible amounts of space.
Just win the ball back though, so it's all right.
Yeah.
Lawrence, Bright. You've got to leave someone open in a pressing structure unless you're going player for player, but might be quite difficult to do.
Kenza Darley isn't quite the player you want to do that with, but I think again, if you have a choice, I think Chelsea can leave players open.
And that is poor from Hannah Hampton. Under no pressure there, tries to drill a ball out wide to Bronze and gets it all wrong.
Well, the one thing that Hannah Hampton has over most goalkeepers in the world is the ability to play the ball at her feet. That is not what we're used to.
Thomas needs an option forwards. Goes to Rachel Daly. Now Thomas. Patton. Moritz tries to play it forwards, and that is out off of a Villa player and out for a Chelsea throw. Lawrence goes into Baltimore's feet. Now Lawrence again. There's a array of fireworks kicking off now outside the ground. People very excited to see the return of the WSL. Hopefully we can see some fireworks tonight. Carnegie carrying that ball forwards now. Really assertive defending from Thomas. Bronze picks up the scraps, finds Nusken. Nusken, real good ball. Ball of high quality out wide into Sonia Baltimore. Can she take on the right back here? She'll try now, ball in. It's pushed away by D'Angelo into a dangerous area. No one on the edge of the box for Chelsea. And Villa get away with it.
D'Angelo does well with that though. She gets out to it and she gets out of the penalty area.
We saw this at the Olympics, and it's something that really frustrates me about Baltimore's game. It's this stop-start running. It's rather than taking that ball in a stride, and taking players on and using the momentum. It's stopping it dead, and then waiting for the defender to jump to then like burst past her and try and take her on or something. So, it's just a bit frustrating. Chelsea opportunity here though. Carnegie opens up the space for a shot. Will cut back onto a left foot. Does take aim and arrows it home. Chelsea lead here. The champions take the advantage after 35 minutes. It's been a slow start for the Blues, but they lead now. Joanna Carnegie starting her account for the 24-25 season. She's looked promising in pre-season, and she'll carry that form into the opening game here. Excellent effort from the Swede.
Yeah, and that is a moment of magic from Carnegie, and you have to give her credit because she does all the work here. Villa just get caught in possession. They get caught too far over on the right-hand side. Chelsea managed to move on the left-hand side. Chelsea managed to move it across. Carnegie's got plenty of space to use. Unfortunately, the wrong decision. Fortunately, she should have played the bronze. Cuts back onto her left. It's a great goal. It is a brilliant, brilliant finish.
Absolute beauty from Joanna Reiting. Carnegie.
Chelsea are going to take it. They needed
she
that.
Sends Thomas the dummy, cuts it onto her left foot. And well, that's where being so confident, so competent on both feet can be so dangerous, because you're expecting a right-footed effort. She cuts it back onto her left. And it's a shot of the highest quality past Sabrina D'Angelo.
I don't think Aston Villa have done too much wrong there. Sometimes some players have moments that are just unplayable. And that's one of those.
That was pure magic.
And Chelsea are going to take it because it's not been a brilliant half, but they take the lead. And it's a very, very well taken goal.
Indeed. But yeah, she looked great in pre-season, and it looks like she will carry that form on into the new campaign. And it's something we've never seen from Carnegie before. And you have captains there, well done.
Captains are in fantasy WSL.
She's always lacked that end product. Always a player who's so exciting to watch, but as I say, has never really had that end product to back it up. Can she do that this season with Bompastor in the helm? And while Chelsea trying to come forwards there, good ball in from Bronze direct to Maya Ramirez. She flicked it on, but no one in wait for Chelsea. Gary questions, will that mark the opening of the floodgates? Well, 8 minutes left of the half, and I think that's a good thing for Villa, because if they can just keep things tight for 8 minutes, or maybe even sting Chelsea with a reply,
that's my big question.
Then we'll see what happens.
Villa's problem last season was that, look at the Arsenal game. They're 1-0 up and they concede 2 goals in quick succession to lose the game. The Chelsea game,
Thomas picks out Daly. Here come Villa. Plays out wide. Chastity Grant here up against Ashley Lawrence. Can she take on her opposing number? Grant ball into the box, and that was close. Lifting it towards the far post in the hope it may be converted. Not far away there from Chastity Grant.
No, not at all. And this is a reaction that Villa wanted to see. As I was saying before they came forward, that their problem was last season, they'd go 1-0 down and completely lose the game. Like, you think, even when Chelsea beat them 7-0, Chelsea didn't score until half an hour gone. And that was Villa's problem. Once they conceded one, they conceded loads. But clearly, that chance for Grant there showing that they're not letting that goal affect them. They're going to keep playing the way they're playing, because they were playing well.
Yeah, fair enough. Gary says, has it been an evenly fought match so far? It's been an interesting one. I'd say fairly even, yeah. We've seen a Chelsea team who don't perhaps look entirely up to scratch just yet. It's taken a while to get going in this game. A Villa side who look up for it and are executing some interesting tactical principles. We're seeing the left winger invert into a very central role. We're seeing the left back bomb on forwards, and that's leaving Chelsea a little bit exposed at the back because Villa are stretching them so aggressively. Which would be interesting to see how Chelsea are handling that and how Villa have been able to exploit a weakness as Lucy Bronze's, which is that positional ill-discipline. We saw it so often for England where you look at a moment and there's loads of space where the right back should be miscommunication there between Carter Reid and Bronze. They're both trying to chest down the same ball.
Yeah.
But back in possession of Villa.
That just comes from not knowing each other. It's the first time they play with each other. They're going to get used to that.
Bright jumps on Bo Kearns, does well actually to win that ball. I thought she'd been caught out there, but she did well. Cuthbert. She's lifting that ball forwards, finds Carnereid. Lovely give and go there with Wrighton. She'll fight for it, Carnereid. One back though by Parker. Now Thomas. Parker. Cut out in there by Sjoka Nusken. Nusken takes aim. It's a well-driven effort, but it's an easy save. Comfortable save for D'Angelo.
Yeah, Nusken scores goals, and she caught that pretty nicely.
Sjoka Nusken does score goals.
She does score goals, but as you say, it was taking a lot for even Nusken to score from there. But well claimed by D'Angelo.
Yeah, not a bad game to be fair from the Canadian. She's made the same she should have. There's not a lot she could have done about that Carnereid goal, except maybe double her height and she would have got there. But yeah, not a bad performance from her. Certainly looks more comfortable tonight than she did in any game in an Arsenal shirt. Staniforth there, just caught by the aggressive press of Erin Cuthbert.
But again, it's that comfortability in possession that Villa can try and play those passes. Staniforth can take the ball there, facing her goalkeeper, when she knows Cuthbert's so close behind her.
Yeah. Here's Kenza Darley.
I think
Parker.
Darley has demonstrated, again, in this first 40-odd minutes, that she is going to be a big part of this Aston Villa side.
Darley's one who I'm always confused as to why there hasn't been a big club coming for her.
Such a tidy player.
I get the money's bigger in the WSL, but I'm surprised we've not seen someone like a Real Atletico or a, Juventus, someone like that come in and make a move for Darley, because I think she's a top quality player.
Last year, obviously, she was injured for quite a large chunk of the season, and that was a shame. But hopefully, if she can have a fully fit campaign, she had a strong Olympics with France, although France didn't go far, but she still played well. But yeah, hopefully she can do. I mean, again, she's looked really tidy tonight.
Yeah. Bit of miscommunication there, and Chelsea give away possession. Thomas trying to come forwards. Bronze will pounce on her.
She's trying to draw
Plays
the foul.
Plays it inside to Carnereid. One back in there by Staniforth. Here's Nobbs. Plays out wide. Grant. Forced back by Lawrence. Lawrence has done okay tonight. I was worried about her in 1v1s against Chastity Grant because I thought that could be a potential issue. But other than the chance which Grant had a few moments ago where she crossed it in, other than that, Lawrence done a really good job of forcing her back.
And I think that's the thing. Grant's been receiving the ball with her back to goal. And Lawrence has just been able to hold her there and not let her turn.
Hospital in there from Lucy Bronze, I think it was. Or was it Carnereid? Either way, she sold Buchanan a little short. Staniforth lifts it over the top. Buchanan will give chase. Hampton comes out with a slight miscommunication, but Hampton does get that clear comfortably. Staniforth header to Nobbs. Nobbs touches it on to Missy Bo-Kearns, who will look to drive forwards here. Missy Bo-Kearns, good challenge from Nusken, halts her progress. Villa still in possession. Nobbs. Here's Patton. Nice forward pass. Darley holds it well. Going backwards here, and Cuthbert pounces on her, tries to find Ramirez. Great challenge from Darley, but Ramirez holds on well. Here's Cuthbert, lifts it out, knocks it out wide left. Baltimore stops on it. Now takes it past Moritz, carrying it forwards. And is forced backwards here by the fullback. Just slows it down a little bit too much there, Baltimore. That's the problem. It's okay if you slow it down, but then there's got to be that acceleration process.
Yeah.
Instead, she just seems to slow it down and then slowly carry it out of the way. At some point, you've got to burst away.
Yeah.
You've got to be unpredictable. Carnereid, nice link up with Wrighton to Bronze into the box. Ramirez turns it goalwards. But it takes a deflection and it's comfortable for D'Angelo.
Huge tackling there. Brilliant footer from Chelsea. Lovely combination down the right-hand side. And that is what we expect to see in attacking areas from Chelsea.
Yi Chen Louise saying Parker is quite good. Yeah, I mean, traditionally a defensive midfielder, I believe, Lucy Parker. So playing a role that she's not 100% comfortable with. It's one back by Chelsea, heart of the field here. Cuthbert, Taguro, Wrighton looking for an option. Not really seeing one available there. Boswell's got to pull a bit wider.
Yeah.
Right. So Bronze heads towards Cuthbert. Cuthbert's clipped by Staniforth, who's got to be careful. She's already on a yellow here, and it wouldn't be remiss of the referee to pull a second yellow. It'd be harsh, but Staniforth's got to be careful like that. You run the risk when you make a tackle like that on a yellow card, because she's not got the ball at all there.
No, it's just a bit of a clumsy one. I don't think she really realises that. I mean, Cuthbert's smart about it. Cuthbert takes a touch that knocks the ball away from her, which then means that when Staniforth trips her up, it looks like she's miles away from it.
Yeah. Sapphire says, has Arsenal and City's Champions League games during the week made you reconsider your predictions at all? Yeah, I don't think Arsenal are going to score a goal this season. No. I don't know. Wrighton lifting it into the box. And that is headed away. Bronze will try and keep it alive here. I'll be honest, while I didn't see a lot of Man City, ball in, Bright tries to meet it, and that is
What 1 minute?
Wide from Millie Bright. Well, obviously we didn't stream City. I've only watched the highlights. From what we saw in those highlights, I mean, obviously people that actually watch the game will be able to comment better than I can. But from what I saw, Paris City didn't look particularly good. And from what I saw in the Hairkin Arsenal game, is the Hairkin looked really strong, really tactically disciplined, really aware of their roles and their importance in the team, and it felt like a really well coached performance from Hairkin. And they are a good team. We saw it in the Champions League last season. So I don't think Arsenal fans should be worrying just yet.
We'll all find out on Sunday.
What a different game it could have been if Manham and Kafaji had taken their chances.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't think it's anything to worry about just yet. Okama Maniza said who scored the goal and who's with a yellow. Lucy Staniforth for Aston Villa has a yellow card, and it was a goal from Joanna Reed. So, yeah, good stuff from Chelsea so far. But they haven't had it all their own way. Villa have definitely shown some promise in these early stages. Chelsea in possession now, but that will be at the end of the half. Referee sounds a whistle to signal the end of first 45. It's Chelsea 1, Aston Villa 0 heading into the break. Carnegie with the opening goal of the WSL season.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, an impressive half from both teams. That was a really, really good demonstration of what we can get from this WSL season. It was a really well fought half from both sides. Both sides played some really good football. And overall, a moment of brilliance from Carnegie is the difference. And that's what Chelsea do, though. That's why they've got the best players. That's why they win titles. Because even in games where they're up against it a little bit and the opposition are playing well, they find a way to lead the game. But yeah, very, very impressed with Chelsea and Aston Villa. I think both sides, when they had the opportunity, played really, really nice football. Villa have clearly come on, massively from last season. It was such a tough year under Carla Ward. They got battered by some teams. They were completely played off the park in a few games. But tonight, clearly showing that this season they're going to play good football under Robert de Pauw, and that it's definitely the start of something big for Aston Villa.
Yeah, obviously there's still a long 45 to go, and we could see Chelsea come out and really go for the kill in the second half, and then it might get messy. But that first 45 showed a really well drilled, really well coached performance from Aston Villa. They looked like they were aware of how to handle Chelsea. I mean, really interesting stuff with Darley and Thomas that we were analysing throughout the half. Darley inverting inside, dragging Bronze out of position, opening up all this space at left back for Thomas. So that's really exciting to see. An even game represented by some even statistics there. 52% possession to 48% in the favour of the home side. 8 shots to 5 again. Chelsea in the advantage in there, and the shame of shots on target 3-1. So Chelsea just edging those statistics, but it's certainly not a dominant performance so far. Both sides are 2 fouls committed each. 85% pass accuracy for Chelsea is slightly lower than we'd expect, but overall not a bad performance at all. I think Villa will be really pleased with what they've done so far. They've managed to keep Chelsea relatively quiet, but yeah, I think the other thing that Villa have this season that didn't perhaps have last season is now a lot of strength and depth. Because what they've done is very much raise the ceiling of the squad. The players who were starters last season, like Mayumi Pacheco, for example, is more than comfortable coming into a game like this and being a very competent left back. But they've got Paula Thomas, who looks really strong.
Yeah,
really strong.
So it's a very, very tidy half. And that also goes for the likes of Kirsty Hampton, for the likes of Adriana Leon. They're the kind of players that can come on and make a difference.
Well, let's not forget Katie Robinson signed on the bench tonight. Ebony Salmon on the bench tonight. They've got Mailing, Corsi, Turner as well. It's a really strong bench, and I think that's the key difference as well. Because rather than turning to a bench that is devoid of belief and of anyone that you look to and go, well, they can change the game. You've got players in there who can come on and make a difference. You've got players in there who can adjust. You can adjust the team tactically and do something different with. I think that's something that Villa will really like. But for Chelsea, it's a first half where they certainly weren't dominant, but they played well and they eventually got that goal. It was a great bit of individual quality from Carnegie, and as you say, that is the difference between top sides and other sides, is that Chelsea can play mediocre for 45 minutes, and a bit of skill from Carnegie can make it a completely different game.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that definitely needs to be reiterated. As much as Villa have played really well and they've looked really sharp, and their actual in possession play, and when they've got on the ball, they've done something with it, has been very, very good. But Chelsea are still finding the gears. They are. I think as the half went on, they did get a little bit better and better and better, and obviously towards the end of the half they got the goal. But it was definitely a good start from Chelsea. Then Villa worked their way back into the game, and then I felt just at the end of the half, Chelsea were just the better side for the last 5-10 minutes of that 45. As you say, second 45 coming up could get very interesting, because if Chelsea just keep on climbing their way up their levels, then they will go on to win this game quite comfortably. Yeah. Villa have got to have either got to go with them, or they've got to hold firm, and they've got to play well. And I think that is my big question of Aston Villa, because they had halves like this last season where they gave good sides a very good game, but then the second half they just get blown out of the water. So they've got. I hope they can remain at this level for the whole duration of the game, and they can deliver another really strong performance in the second half.
And Johnny Sins with some bold statements in chat saying, get Wrighton and Ramirez off, they've been shocking. Baltimore is too slow to play on the wing in the WSL. I think that's a very reactionary statement, especially the first part. I think that, perhaps Wrighton and Ramirez's output hasn't been phenomenal so far, but we're 45 minutes into the opening game of the season. It's not going to be, it's not going to be perfect. I thought Ramirez's hold-up was fine. Obviously, she got the assist for the Connor Reid goal. Yeah, there were elements that frustrated me a little bit. I thought her passing was a little bit sloppy, but overall she played fine. Wrighton, really good in the press. Really, really good in the press. And that's something we expect to see. She's very good at pressing. I thought at times she probably could have done better with some shots, but they were really tough angles, and she did well to get them near the goal. So I don't think she's been bad at all. And with Baltimore, she's not a slow player. She can burst away. The problem for me at the moment is that she's getting that timing wrong, because she's slowing that ball down, and then she's not accelerating quick enough. Because the way she likes to play, it's very stop-start. With wingers, you've got two ways of dribbling. You've got those players that are very fast, very silky wingers, and will just dribble around everything. And you've got wingers who are stop and start, who will stop on the ball and then sell you the dummy and try and take you on. So you both can work, but Baltimore's just at the moment not showing that acceleration, not ever releasing it. So eventually the defender is going to go, well, I'll have the ball then. Yeah, you can't just bait them out forever, so she's just got to get that timing right. But it's not been too bad. Overall, I think the Chelsea's performance has been positive. I think the weakest area has been the midfield, because they've not really got on the ball. A lot of the play has been out wide. Chelsea trying to utilise the wings, especially with a lot of strength in the full-back area. So we've not really seen Nuskin and Cuthbert get on the ball, especially since Villa are very narrow in their press. So, of course, you are going to have to go wide if Villa are packing out the midfield. So, Johnson says, I prefer a midfield of Nuskin, as the attacking midfielder, Cuthbert and Captain all starting. I mean, we know the quality Sioka Nuskin can offer in attacking midfield. We've seen her do that before. Sioka Nuskin famously scores goals. But I think Nuskin will play a deeper role this season. If you look at the options that we have in defensive midfield, you've got, obviously, Captain, Nuskin, Cuthbert. Obviously, Ingles now out injured. Julia Bartel at some point. We may see her involved in first-team football. Aurélien Jean-François. So you've got options in there. And I think we'll see Nuskin play deeper this season, because you've got Lauren James who can play attacking midfield. And I think that when she is fit, she plays every match pretty much. I'm not sure why she's benched tonight, but I think if you throw James in the middle there, And I think we score at least another goal in that first 45.
Potentially. I do think. I'm intrigued to see how the midfield composition is going to work for Chelsea this season, because
I think it's fairly well balanced. I thought Leopold probably gives you more balance than Nuskin, but I don't think it's too big a difference. Nuskin's slightly more attacking, but I don't think that's necessarily a terrible thing. If we progress the ball faster, again, I think that's a terrible thing. And we have got options. We can play Vika captain in there, who will offer you a bit more structure, a bit more balance to the side. We can play Jean-Francois, we can play Bartel eventually. So I don't think it's necessarily going to be like some gung-ho midfielder where everyone's running forwards. There's still a lot of balance to it.
And I think that, with Cuthbert, especially tonight, is that the best thing Cuthbert's doing is the best thing that Erin Cuthbert is good at doing is winning the ball back. But as you say, she can't win the ball back if Villa go out wide every single time.
Yeah.
Darley isn't her responsibility, so Villa get the ball to Darley, they knock it out wide, and suddenly they're bypass Erin Cuthbert.
Bronze, I have to say, and I know people will disagree because of we haven't conceded anything, but I have been concerned by her ill discipline with positioning because she's been very narrow.
That's got to be something they address though.
It's communication, isn't it?
I think she's following Kenza Darley, which is her role in terms of Darley is the winger, but if Darley's going to invert, then they've got to work out who's doing what in that back.
It's got to be a simple communication, to Cuthbert, to Bright. Darley's coming inside. Someone make sure that they're aware of her positions. They can specifically say, what, Cuthbert's going to follow Darley once she inverts. Bronze sticks out wide, something like that. But they've got to make sure they are sharp on marking Kenza Darley, because at the moment we're seeing Bronze come inside, not really get close to Darley anyway. She's just sort of near her, and Darley's still having time and space on the ball, and just vacating all of this space where the right back should be for Paolo Thomas to drive into. So it's been frustrating to watch in that sense, because I think Arsenal have been able to come forwards way too easily, and the fears I had with Bronze are already coming true. And that what my fears with Bronze were that she lacks positional discipline and that she hasn't got the pace to make up for it anymore. And we're seeing that already tonight, where she's getting dragged out of position. And it may be something Villa look to do all the time with Darley inverting, but it certainly can't be a coincidence that they're trying it out tonight. They know that that's a weakness that Lucy Bronze has, and it's working. They have had chances down that left-hand side because they've dragged her out of position. And if the cross was better timed, if they managed to pick up Daly in there, then maybe we're looking at a different result in this first half. But overall, Chelsea have played well. That is just the one issue they've had so far.
I think Villa will feel like they could have scored, or they should have scored. I think, obviously, Grant had that teasing ball that no one got on the end of. You had the Darley and Thomas link-up that meant that Thomas fired it across the box. Grant kept it alive, chose to pass rather than shoot, and then Missy Bose-Kearns managed to sky it from only a few yards out. I mean, it just bobbled up and hit the top of her foot and went over. But Villa will feel like they've had opportunities where they could have punished Chelsea in this game. And if they do go 1-0 up, if they do score one of those opportunities, then suddenly it would have been a very, very different game. Because all their opportunities came before Chelsea scored. And either Chelsea don't score and Villa are 1-0 up at half time, or at least they're level. And that is a big... I think Villa have played really well, but they'll be frustrated that they didn't find the back of the net.
Indeed. Alex saying right and left wing's better than Sandy Baltimore and Jane's attacking midfield. Yeah, I completely agree with that. I think that once you've got Lauren Jane's attacking midfield, she is such a positive outlet in there. She's someone who can pick up the ball and instantly cause trouble, cause danger, because that is the type of player she is. She's a top quality player. So I definitely agree with that. And I think Wrighton is obviously better out on the left flank. I don't mind what we're trying tonight, though. These early games of the season where we have got some nice fixtures of Villa and Crystal Palace, that's where I'd rather us try things and know what works. I think once we play Manchester United match week 3, whatever we've done the first 2 weeks, I think James will be playing attack midfield. So overall, it's not really going to make a huge difference. And it's been interesting to see what happens so far. Alex saying Thomas is very good offensively. Indeed, and I think that can be a real weapon for Aston Villa this season. If they can overwhelm sides, yes, against Chelsea, where they are such a strong defensive outfit, it is going to be difficult to break them down and create those chances. But against teams who will be caught out by Aston Villa making the pitch really wide by stretching the opposition defences, even Arsenal, to be fair, can be caught out by stuff like that. I think will be interesting to see. The other thing is obviously they're playing against Chelsea, who are very transitional. So you can catch them in those areas. And obviously, against teams like Arsenal, against teams like Manchester City, who are very aggressive, you will get those transitional moments, which is where Villa have had most of their joy so far. So I still think there's a test of how they break down other teams who are perhaps a little more deeper. But it certainly bodes well that they are offering a challenge to Chelsea tonight.
Yeah.
Johnny's saying, I thought Harry was hating on Lucy Bronze, but you might be right. Bronze is going to cost us a lot. To be fair, I think I was harsher than you, Harry.
Yeah,
to be fair.
I think Bronze are alright.
I think I was harsher throughout the summer, actually. I put in the predictions video, I said she'd be the worst signing of the season. And not because I don't think she'll be I don't think she'll be a good signing. I just think that... Well, to be fair, I don't. I just think Perisset has done a fine job there, and focusing on transfer recruitment on a player who hasn't looked top quality in recent years, it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Especially given her age, especially given how she's performed for England and Barcelona over the last 2 seasons. We've seen Barcelona go and sign Ona Batilla for that reason. For me, it doesn't make much logical sense. I get that there's, Bompastor is she's always admired Lucy Bronze, but I don't know. For me, I was always a little unsure on the signing, but she is a good player. That is undoubted. So if she can show that for Chelsea, then that's exactly what we want to see.
Yeah, and
I just have a few concerns.
Yeah, I definitely do think that there is Chelsea do need to make a few tweaks, but that's what you expect when a new manager comes in. It's not going to be all right. It's not going to all click into place in the first game. Second half, though, we might see those changes already happen and Bronze get an assist and Chelsea win the game quite comfortably.
Yeah, so no changes at the break then, it looks like, as both sets of players taking it to the field. We've got another 45 minutes of exciting WSL action. But there is a change, actually. Aston Villa will be making a substitution here, though.
That's interesting. I'm surprised at that, because I don't think they did much wrong.
Don't mind it, though. I like Robert de Pauw trying something different.
Yeah. Clearly feeling that they can use a change to... And it is actually a smart change, to be fair, bringing off Staniforth and bringing in Kirsty Hansen.
Yeah.
Just because, I think Staniforth already on a yellow. She's already made a couple fouls while on a yellow. It will just drop knobs deeper, you'd feel, and then Hansen will push on further.
They've been playing pretty deep as a pivot anyway, to be fair. Both have been sitting, they've not been bombing forwards. No. I think we'll see Hansen play this deeper role a lot more often this season, considering they don't have a whole load of options in that role. I know they've got Miri Taylor who they can play there, but they've not got a whole load of options in that role. And then we are underway. Villa have got us started for the second half here at Kings Meadow as they look to try and overturn the 1-goal deficit from the first half. Chelsea looking to push on and reaffirm themselves as title favourites.
But I also like that change from de Pauw because it shows game awareness. He understands that a second yellow card for Staniforth in this game could be detrimental in terms of the fact that they might not go on to win. They could concede quite a few if they go down 10 players. It's very smart. Doesn't want to risk it. Game week 1, you don't want a player getting sent off.
Yeah, indeed. Alex saying, how do you guys rate Hampton against Musovic? It's a tough one to call. For me, I think they both have very complementary strengths in that they are very different goalkeepers.
Yeah.
And so that helps them out because when you look at, if you take Arsenal, for example, last season, I didn't think there's much difference between D'Angelo and Zinsberg. In which case, rotating them doesn't really make any sense.
No.
But with Chelsea, because Musovic and Hampton are very different goalkeepers, Hampton very comfortable with possession of the ball, very good at claiming crosses, all round, has those big acrobatic saves. But I think Musovic in general is a better, more reliable shot stopper if her in possession football isn't
100%.
quite as good. So, you've got different pros and cons there. If we're playing knockout Champions League games, I personally would rather have Zakira Musovic. And we saw at the end of last season where Chelsea just needed to get results in certain matches. Musovic came in and both those games. And I'll be intrigued to see what happens. I still think both goalkeepers can coexist. Whether or not we see that or not, I think the only issue could come is if there is unhappiness in the camp. That's really good from Aston Villa coming down the right-hand side there. Grant using the width to try and hurt Chelsea, but it's good defending from Lawrence getting back in.
And Lawrence was want to get back in. That's what Chelsea need to do. Too many times, Grant's received the ball with her back to goal and not doing anything with it. There, she's played the pass into Hansen, and then she's made the run into the space. And that's what they need to utilise Grant more, get her running in behind and get that ball into her.
Yeah, indeed. Well, corner now for Aston Villa, a chance to try and hurt Chelsea here. Ball in, it's a bit messy in there. Can they turn it goalwards? They can. Hampton, though, manages to make the save. That was sloppy from Chelsea. They didn't deal with that corner assertively, and well, they almost allowed Aston Villa a route to goal.
Yeah, one of those bit scrappy. Chelsea's don't deal with it. Villa, I think someone tried to poke it home.
There's so many bodies in there. There was no way of telling.
Everyone was taking a swing at it and over it ends up in the net.
So Bronze sends it forwards. Ramirez will chase it down, but that's going to fall comfortably to Patton, and Villa can settle back into their in-possession football. As Sapphire was saying, the Bronze signing made no sense to me. It's very short-sighted. I think I said that exact comment when we covered the transfer when it happened earlier this summer.
Yeah.
Because it is. It's a 33-year-old who's presumably on a huge contract coming in from Barcelona. I mean, how else would she be tempted away from Barcelona? I know it was a free transfer, but like she had NWSL offers.
Yeah.
So it's not like there was no competition there. So it had to be a big contract. We know what the NWSL offers these players. So for me, it doesn't really make a whole load of sense. And I don't think she is of the elite level anymore. Connery coming forwards. Can she find a route to goal? Passes it to Myra Ramirez. Takes aim and it's into the side netting. And that's what I love about Ramirez there, because that is a chance that's not really on. There's not really a space to go for it, but she just hits it with power and sees what comes off. It's not a bad effort either from that sort of angle.
That really touch from Canary initially is quality.
She's on it tonight, Canary.
It's
really on it.
I love touches like that from wingers. It's the touch that takes you across the defender. Either they're going to have to let you run or they're going to take you out. And you watch it here again, just flies. The ball comes. It's her first touch. Just stops it. Just moves it in front of her.
That was a nervous moment there from Hampton. Ball went up in the air, it hit off the crossbar for a moment there. It looked like it might just dip in. But it's also because obviously it's a lifted pass, so it's a more difficult one to bring down, and it's easy to get that wrong. It's easy to overtouch it, but she just brings it down wonderfully. A deft touch. Yeah, this was the ball then. It was swung in there, headed up in the air by Daly. Well, almost caused an issue for Hampton.
It's an unconventional header from Daly. Not one of her special headers, but it nearly went in. So,
but it left a few fans behind the goal with their hearts in their mouths.
Yes.
So.
Just looped.
Yeah.
Very high. But yeah, Daly's one of those players. It'd be great to see her get back to the goal scoring numbers that she had 2 years ago. Last season, she put up some decent numbers, but didn't really get involved in the goals. The season before that, she was scoring goals.
I think that was, to be fair, just due to a general downwards trend in Villa performance.
Yeah,
that was a bit poor from last year. She made up for it there with the interception.
When you start playing, worse,
Ramirez,
you concede more goals, you score less goals.
Holds on to that well. Now plays out wide to Sonia Bompastor. Down the line into Ramirez. That's an assertive challenge from Patton. And that's what you've got to do, Ramirez. You can't allow yourself to be bullied in there. Chelsea have done well tonight at just preventing Ramirez from just being able to run around players and nudge everyone out the way.
Exactly.
You look at the game against Manchester United on the final day of last season, where Chelsea just walked. Ramirez just walked around bullying people.
Even Barcelona, with Mappy Leon and Irene Paredes struggled to contain her.
Yeah.
You've got to be smart about how you do it.
It's going to drop for Connery, a crucial interception in there from Kirsty Hansen, who will look to drive it forwards now. Is forced backwards though. Thomas. Missy Bocan's poor pass will put Parker under pressure. And she tries to play out, and they appear to have got away with it. But now Villa Bronze, good pressure. A bit of miscommunication there between Baltimore and Wrighton. Neither of them really went for the ball, and it ended up going back to Aston Villa.
Just that question I raised about Missy Bocairns again. I think she's a very, very exciting player. I still think, though, she's very raw and there's a lot of things in her game that she just needs to work on. I do think she's a very, very good player, and overall she will develop at Aston Villa. Was I slightly surprised to see her start from the off tonight, potentially? Because we did see her rotate quite a bit for Liverpool last season, but I think she's very exciting, and she's a few things that she just needs to iron out in her game.
Yeah, indeed.
But that's no problem. That's what you expect from a young player.
Then again, I think it's difficult to say, because I imagine coming in from Liverpool, there's got to be assurances of playing time there.
Yeah.
So if she's not starting from the off, you already create a bit of an issue in the camp.
Equally, the best way to develop is playing in the league. Playing games like this, she will just get better. She will improve. But yeah, Hansen linking up well with the overlapping run of Moritz. Wasn't a bad ball in, and it did force Bronze to put it out.
Ball up in the air, and that'll be challenged for in there by Chastity Grant, and she is deemed to have fouled.
I was going to praise brilliant defending from Lawrence. I don't think Grant's done too much wrong here. She does well just to back herself into Lawrence. It's handball. Okay.
There you go, that's a
fair
enough. But that is really good defending from Lawrence there.
Because Grant, until the handball, Grant didn't do much wrong. She backed into Lawrence well. And
seeing that corner again, I mean, it's just No one seemed to flick
Yeah,
it.
was it
Just bounced around the
Patton?
box.
Patton who flicked it forwards, and then it was
Initial knockdown from Ramirez.
actually hit it bright.
Yeah.
If it hadn't deflected off bright, it may have gone in. But well, I mean, it wouldn't have much pace on it, but
Might have bobbled home.
Yeah.
Buchanan sends it forwards. That'll be something for Wrighton to chase down here, and she is going to get there. Guro Wrighton puts it into the box. Baltimore on the back post, can't react in time.
She's just got to shoot.
Yeah.
She's just got to shoot, tries to take a touch and then
Has
deal
to
with
throw
it.
herself at that and try and turn it goalwards for me. Great ball in from Wrighton. Picks up Baltimore at the back post.
There.
Yeah.
Yeah. She doesn't back
Because
herself.
the worst that happens there is D'Angelo parries it. She's not saving that. Like, she's not catching that. If it's fizzed at her at close distance. So it's worth an attempt in that sort of area.
Baltimore's going to take
Lawrence
time.
wins the header.
It's a very different league to the league in feminine.
Indeed. Division 1 feminine, I believe.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Pull forwards. Here is Wrighton, tries to touch it to Cuff, but that's too cute, too clever, doesn't come off. Sioka Nuskan. Back now to Bronze. Now Bright. Mirren says, come on, Chelsea. They've played well. Second half, they've certainly looked very comfortable to start the half.
I think we're starting to see what we kind of saw in the first 5-10 minutes, where Villa can still come forwards and cause a problem, but Chelsea have that overall
Certainly
control.
not as even as the first half felt.
No.
This second half.
But again, Villa took 5-10 minutes to get going in the first half. It might be the same second.
Wrighton finds Carnareed. Will it be too late by then, though? Ball into the box. D'Angelo does really well. Comes out bravely.
She just seems to back herself more, D'Angelo, in a Villa shirt.
It's a low-pressure environment, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, we spoke about this in the preview, spoke about it in the predictions video. She's in an environment now at Aston Villa where the pressure isn't as heavy,
There's no
intense.
hesitation for her to come out and grab that. She fully backs herself. I mean, we saw Arsenal. She can see so many goals at Arsenal last season just because she hesitated.
Yeah.
Just half committed to balls. We saw. I mean, the goal that United, that was it Galton scored. Where she came out for it randomly, but she only missed the ball because she came out too late.
Yeah. As Safa said, isn't it called the Premier League now? Potentially. Not sure. I can have a look. I think on football it's always been Division 1 Feminine, to be fair.
I don't know.
I hope it hasn't also been sponsored by McDonald's.
Oh, yeah.
Like the men's league.
McDonald's and feminine. Grant with a throw. That Bompastor did have a few questions about to the fourth official.
It's still called Division 1 Feminine on football, but as I say, there's no way of telling that's true. What is very interesting, though, is that in the opening match of the Baltimore Premier
Good tackle
League,
corner.
Lyon are down 1-0 after a minute. To
Wow.
Fleury Merigi US.
Wow.
Kamkazik.
Leon struggling about Bompastor.
Who knows? They kicked off at 8 o'clock, though, so it's only been 12 minutes.
Oh, okay.
So they might win 5-1.
They could still.
No, we don't need to worry.
No.
But not a great start there for Joe Montemuro, the new Lyon manager. Yeah.
Ball in from Chelsea, headed over by Buchanan, who then acrobatically does a roly-poly and gets back in position.
But yeah, on Lyon, is it the perfect time for PSG to strike now that Lyon don't have Sonia Bompastor?
Potentially so. I love the fact that in the UWCL next season, the three favourites have all got new managers.
Yes, you got Pepe Romeo, new manager at Barcelona. Obviously, he was the assistant under Jonathan Gerrard, so I don't think there's going to be any wholesale changes to the tactics, to the system, to the side. But we'll see small little differences. He's going to be less experienced than Gerrard as a first team coach, and that can make a difference because there's a difference between being the assistant manager where you will, have a more bit part role, where you won't be quite as outspoken in the dressing room, and being the manager where you are expected to lead the side into matches, where you have to be the voice there in the dressing room, where you've got to get the players up for the big games. So that is going to make a difference, and he's not tested at this level at all.
Yeah,
and so that is for me the difference that could set Chelsea and Barcelona aside this season apart is that Chelsea have Sonia Bompastor. Yeah, and if it works with Bompastor, then that is an advantage to Chelsea, surely.
Wrighton's done well to keep this in.
It's Pere Romeo, not Pepe. Sorry if you're watching Pere. Chance now for Chelsea. Cuthbert on the edge. Might just strike this. Does just strike this. Too much lift on it. Just over the bar from Aaron Cuthbert.
It looks like the Darley issue has also been dealt with by Chelsea. Nuskin's just dropping a little bit deeper and is just sitting in front of Kenta Darley, which means that Lucy Bronze doesn't have to run 25 yards inside, inside just a marker.
It's pragmatism from Sonia Bompastor, changing on the fly, making the necessary adaptations in order to handle what Aston Villa are doing. But yeah, seeing Sophie England in the crowd, of course, we saw this week, or in the friendly from Feyenoord, we saw it, revealed this week. She has had that ACL injury. Hopefully, we'll see her back before the end of the season. But yeah, and we of course wish her a speedy recovery. A horrible thing to happen just before the dawn of the WSL season. Here is Sonia Baltimore though for Chelsea now. Takes on the fullback. That's really good defending from Moritz. Because Baltimore sold her the dummy, but then she gets her body in front of Sonia Baltimore and stops her being able to come forward.
See, this is Grant's problem again. She's caught with her back to, Lawrence can just deal with her in that situation.
Baltimore, no one's getting this ball under their control.
Oh, Daly, that's brilliant.
Played through the press, and now here's Kenta Darley carrying it forwards. They can break with speed here. Aston Villa plays it there to Kirsty Hansen, tries to get around Buchanan. Brilliant defending from the Canadian centre half.
That all comes from a brilliant header from Daly that takes two Chelsea players out of the game. Bronze gets drawn, she does well to get back in, but good from Hansen to get there, because I thought that looked like Buchanan would just get there, but that's a superb tackle. That is a world-class tackle from Buchanan.
Sapphire says Geraldes was also inexperienced and he did lose his first UWSL final. Exactly. So will it happen again? But then he won it twice after that. Ignore that part. Don't worry about that part. Bombats will be playing from Washington Spirit by then. We don't need to worry. Ball in, cleared away. No, I think she'll probably use Washington Spirit so she can become the highest paid player in the world again.
Just keep breaking your own record.
Jorge Mendes has become the most well-paid agent in the world again. I did like those links, as though Chelsea and Lyon, of course they would love to have a player of Bombati's quality, but that was never going to be a realistic transfer for them to pull off.
And if you think Arsenal went in 1.1 million for Walsh, if Walsh is 1.2, well, if Walsh is 1.2 million, how much is Bombati?
Walsh isn't 1.2 million. That was a completely stupid bid. I have no idea why they did that. To play with 1 year left in her contract. She's not worth 1.2 million.
Baltimore.
But as a value of importance to Arsenal, if they had signed Kira Walsh, I think I'd make them, real challenges for the WSL title. As it stands, after we saw them against Herken in the week, I really don't know where they stand right now, because I thought they'd be second this season. I thought City would drop off, but City pasted Paris FC, and Arsenal again showed they can't break down a low block. Ramirez brings onto a right foot, can't quite get a shot away at goal. Villa do play out, going to fall for Sunday Baltimore now. Touched it to Nuskin wide into Lawrence, who's high and wide. Has she got an option here for a forward pass? Let's Baltimore take it in her stride. Baltimore wants to deliver it now. Back to Lawrence. Okay, there's shades of Arsenal about this because we've just got to put the ball in the box there.
Villa are just dropping. I've just dropped. You feel 5-10 yards deeper in this second half.
I mean, look, their highest player at the moment is Rachel Daly, and she's barely outside the penalty area. About 10-15 yards outside
much
the penalty
more
area.
Compact, much more narrower. We should expect they understand now that their best option is to not concede and then try and get a goal towards the end. Oh, that's brilliant from Thomas defensively. Hansen. Can she run around Bronze?
Take it around Lucy Bronze. One back in there by Kana Reid, who has kept that on the line for quite a while. They've had to go out for a throw.
Yeah.
Alex says, but Barca now have a great number 9 with Payor and Alexia already fully fit. Yeah, I mean, Ava Payor, ridiculous signing, as though they needed any more. Kika Nazareth, ridiculous signing. I think people go, well, they've lost Bronze, they've lost Caldense, they've lost nothing. They've gained this summer. So it's going to be interesting. I do think, though, Chelsea were very close to beating them last season. I would argue in the first leg they deserved that 1-0 win because they played so well defensively. And I think in the second leg, and it's a matter of opinion. Obviously, I don't want to talk about the referees. We're bored of talking about referees. I thought she got a lot of big decisions wrong in that game. But the bigger issue for Chelsea was that they couldn't hold the ball up front.
No.
They sent it forwards and it wouldn't stick like it did in the first leg because Ramirez was out injured. And I think if Ramirez was fit for the second leg, Chelsea would have won that. Yeah. And it would have been the UWSL final. Yeah. And once you're there, you never know what's going to happen. Yeah. So there are frustrating elements to that from the referee. I think
Daly has a brilliant fight.
But you're never going to have a situation where both teams are fully fit and we know exactly who is the best team. But
Cuthbert doing his best, conceding a foul. Villa readying Adriana Leon, by the way, to come into this game. Expected to come on for Grant on this right-hand side.
She could quite comfortably play both flanks, to be fair, Adriana Leon. So.
But I think they've pushed Hampton out there now. And Robinson's going on anyway, so one of them's got to play.
It's got to be both flanks,
yeah.
probably. Alex saying, well, should it matter when they bottle because of Jonas?
So what?
Jonas Adeval, yeah.
So where's he going? Are they taking off Kenza Darley? Equally, then
Darley could play attack midfield.
She could.
So they could take off Missy Burkearns and Grant.
Yeah, maybe.
That'd make more sense than hooking Kenza Darley.
And then would you stop the invert because the inverting's not working anymore because Chelsea are dealing with it? Do you bring on Robinson for more out and out?
The full process.
Yeah.
Well, I think if they bring on Robinson, she'll play right wing.
Oh yeah,
and they'll go Leon left wing.
Yeah, two more out and out direct wingers really.
Leon can invert. I mean, drive inside.
Leon can play anywhere really. She's right up front.
She's very versatile player. Very underrated player. Was always decent at Manchester United. Of course, they've got. I think they had better attackers when they let her go, but still a good player.
This is good football though.
Darley tries to play it forwards. Grant, ball into the box, dealt well with by Khadija Buchanan.
Again, another crucial interception. It's really good football. Darley's just looks like it's a lovely ball, brilliantly timed run from Grant, and Buchanan just gets there before Kirsty Hampton could.
So far, but you could say Chelsea won that first leg because Barcelona didn't have a striker. Barca didn't create a clear-cut opportunity until the last minute when Putellas come on and almost scored. So you can make arguments constantly. That's the thing with football. People will say, "Oh, this moment impacts the game," but every little moment impacts the game. So yes, you can pick apart one moment, but ultimately, a game isn't decided in 10 seconds. It's decided over 90 minutes. So it's difficult to say. But yeah,
pass Chelsea countered from the corner spectacularly, but the pass was all wrong from Lucy Bronze. Nowhere near Sandy Baltimore.
Here's D'Angelo. Joyson says, Bompastor is pissing me off. Remove Ramirez and Wrighton. So Baltimore's no longer busy up. That's a good thing, Johnny Sins. We've got one player down. I think we'll see Wrighton for Lauren James at some point soon anyway.
Really, right, that's a brilliant tackle.
And we are going to see a change now. Mako Hamano and Aggie Beaver-Jones. So you might get your wish, Johnny, because that looks like it's going to be Ramirez and Wrighton then, or Carnareed and Ramirez.
So both teams making
or
two changes.
Wrighton and Carnareed. Who knows? We'll find out in a second.
This is going to get interesting.
So for Aston Villa, that is going to be Chastity Grant and Kenza Darley.
Wow.
Hooked then. Mr. Beckham's coming across as... No, that's Jordan Off. So,
I wouldn't have Darley bought off Darley.
Robinson on.
I guess saving her. Maybe you just want to you want to manage those minutes. She did missed. You don't want her missing as much of the season as she did last year.
Well, something tactical there exchange between Leon and the striker Daly.
Grant looks sharp. I think Grant will be a good player.
There's a lot of promise there. Yeah. She had a tough game today. I thought she'd give Ashley Lawrence
she did alright
than she did, but of course she did alright. But yeah, talented player, very talented player.
Lawrence has done, if anything, Lawrence has done well rather than Grant has played badly. Like I think Lawrence defensively
explanations. Beaver Jones and Hamano on. We haven't seen who for, but that looks like Beaver Jones then through the middle. Hamano on the right.
We will never know.
No, Hamano attack midfield. Baltimore off and Guro to the left-hand side by the looks of it. And presumably then Ramirez off as well.
Yeah. Well, which impact will have the bigger effect? Villa needing a goal. Still in this game though. Still very, very tight. That's very good from Hansen. But that's even better from Erin Cuthbert. And she wins a free kick.
Draws that foul. Braden Watson says Adrian Leon is so underrated, I assume is what that means to say. Have you seen her play for Canada? It's good that she's on. Yeah, top player. As I say, I think someone who can make a real difference, make a real impact, and as an impact star for Villa this season.
And that's the thing. I think
is a very good impact.
If she's not, I think she's a very, very good player. But when she's relied on every single week to deliver, she's gonna look like she's not playing well. Whereas I think if she is rotating, if the workload and the numbers are shared around the Villa attack,
Here's Aaron Cuthbert, strikes it well, and that forces a really good save out of D'Angelo. Not only a good save to stop the ball, but also to claim that. But struck well by Cuthbert.
I think that taking a lot of the responsibility off Leon is actually going to help her flourish. I think she'll play better if they're not relying on her, and she will deliver good numbers. I think the whole of this Villa attack could put up some decent statistics this season.
Yeah, I mean, obviously this was a cruel hand to be drawn to play Chelsea on the opening day. And it doesn't get a whole
Hampton,
that's
brilliant
touch.
touch.
Next. So they will offer
look at the space that Thomas is in.
Paulo Thomas now goes wide into Leon. Villa opening Chelsea up here. Tries to drive inside. Thomas takes aim. Blocked by Bright. Chelsea open here. Moritz towards the back post. Header on target. Blocked by Bronze. Hooked away by Bronze. Villa putting the pressure on now. Missy Burkearns play it to Leon. Leon into the box. And that is struck waywardly by Katie Robinson, and Chelsea get away with it. But that was a nervy moment there for the Blues. Had to deal with that.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that Bright takes this Thomas shot straight to the face and then just carries on is phenomenal.
It just isn't bothered. That's our movie.
And the ball looped back in towards Leon, and it's just good defending again, but Villa are knocking on the door. Some good chances there. It was good play between Robinson and Thomas on the left hand side. Good tackle from Kearns as well. Villa are looking sharp with the subs.
Buchanan just lifts that out wide. Beaver Jones does really well to keep that in touch. That looked like it struck the arm of Nuskin, and it did. Gonzo Oliveira says, do you think Chelsea can score another goal? Well, I'll pose that question to everyone in chat, but personally I think they need to. Desperately.
Yeah, I think at this rate they're going to, because Villa are starting to put a little bit of a charge on now. I think Robinson and Leon are just putting a bit of pressure on the Chelsea backline.
Yeah, we need more from Chelsea.
Chelsea want a goal for security. They need a goal for security.
Indeed. So Mr. Burkearns then over this. Drills it into the box there, and it's dealt with. Carnery couldn't quite take that in her stride. Here's Katie Robinson tries to go round Carnery. Great defending from the Swede. And that's smashed up the line. Chelsea without an out-and-out striker to really press for. Obviously, Boo James is up there. Town wanted the Walsh bridge was made to flatter her so that she'll want to go to Arsenal next July. Same thing they do with Russo. Smart stuff. Barca should have taken the deal. They should have. They really should have, because I think they will walk the Liga ref regardless of whether they have Kira Walsh or they could have anyone in defensive midfield.
Not anyone.
They could have anyone in defensive midfield. The rest of the team is good enough to walk the Liga ref, especially considering their backup option is Patrick Ayaro. I don't think they have a single issue there. The only risk with losing Walsh is they wouldn't have been able to replace her with a similar quality defensive midfielder, mainly because there's not money on the market and also because it was so late in the window.
They would have had 1.1 million though.
They would have had a lot of money to go out and find one. But yeah, I think it would have been very difficult to pull off, and that would have put the UWCL charge at jeopardy, because I think, yes, Patrick Ayar is more than comfortable to play in the Liga F, but in the Champions League is another matter. I think they would have a few issues.
I tell you
Still
what,
think they'd probably win it, because they are very strong. But
Villa are causing some problems here.
Definitely are. Bronze tries to hold on to that. Paulo Thomas.
Oh, she's got to cut it back to the edge.
Carnery trying to prevent her crossing it. Hermano wins it back, tries to play it forwards. That will bobble out for a Chelsea goal kick, and that offers them a momentary respite. Bronze hits the deck, and Chelsea can
Thomas
use this.
Thomas has got to do better there, and then Robinson can't really do much for out wide. Kate Robinson, I'm very intrigued. I think she's a very, very good player. I think definitely one to watch out for, but I do think this year could be a big year for her. I think it is a step up from Brighton to Aston Villa.
Yeah.
And hopefully she can deliver with that step up. But yeah, Bronze back to her feet, and this game's going to get moving again. 19 minutes to play.
Sapphire says Patrick is a central midfielder, not a defensive midfielder. Oh no, I completely understand that. I know she plays a higher role, but she can play a defensive midfielder role. Obviously not to the same level that someone like Kira Walsh does, but who can play that role to the same level as Kira Walsh? And if she is injured, I believe they tend to put Patrick Ayara there. Obviously, as I've said before, Don't watch a whole lot of the Liga F, but obviously we do bits for research and stuff like that. Braden says the Women's Champions League is so exciting. Obviously, I want Arsenal to go through, but I also want Hampton. That atmosphere was so good. Same with Hammarby and Benfica. Yeah, I mean, at the moment, Hampton, of course, will progress. Arsenal will be out of it.
That's the thing with the qualifiers is you want to see the smaller sides get. I completely agree with you. It's great to see the likes of Hampton, the likes of Hammarby reach the tournament, but for the competitiveness, you'd rather Arsenal and Benfica get through because it means you're going to get a stronger group stage.
Yeah.
So it's a really hard one to judge.
I think once we go to the league format next year, obviously not a whole lot will change with the qualification process, but there is 2 more places, obviously in the actual tournament, which should give us. There's a better chance we'll see all the top sides, and obviously with the Europa League coming in next year as well, we'll have a lot of European competition. But I don't know. I'd rather see an expanded Champions League than the Europa League, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I get why they're doing Europa League, more money, basically.
And
that's
I think the competitive
money for everyone
as well.
Yeah, but
it's because some teams who get into the Champions League qualification and lose, if they got to the Champions League, they get tanked.
Rather than doing another 22-team competition or whatever it's going to be, I can't remember the exact number now. Is it 22?
Can't remember.
Something bizarre. Might be 18 actually. 'Cause it's 16 now, isn't it? So I think it's 18. Strike from Cuthbert is denied, is blocked. Chance now with bronze. But rather than doing another 18 competition, I'd rather just see us throw a few more teams into the league stage and have like a playoff round.
Cuthbert quite got it. This is a very much basketball game's end-to-end stuff.
Canary, here's Hermano. Delivers the ball into the box. It's a mess. D'Angelo does well to react. It was turned goalwards by the Aston Villa defender. Brilliant reaction from Sabrina D'Angelo.
Yeah, Parker's put our own goalkeeper there, and that is superb reflexes. It's brilliant from Hermano, which puts a dangerous ball in. Parker looks to put it out for a corner, just prods it up to her goalkeeper, and it's superb reflexes from D'Angelo to just keep that out.
Alex says, why have no WSL clubs trying to get Stanway back from Bayern? It's an interesting question. I think that obviously she's got a contract there, so if you were to look at her, it would be quite an expensive deal. I don't think that there's anyone in the WSL who of the teams that can afford her, which is realistically Manchester United, Chelsea, Arsenal, and Manchester City. None of them really need her. City could do with midfield depth, but
United,
they've done a weird recruitment this summer where they've just not bought.
I think United would be the only sensible one, but obviously, why would Stanway leave? Why would she wants the UWSL football? Why would she choose to leave the Frauen Bundesliga to not play in Europe?
That's the other issue. And then and Bayern, who won the league last season.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So there's not really the pull factor.
And
there. So realistically, it's the top 3 teams in the WSL. Arsenal spent all summer tracking Kira Walsh, and then didn't
tracking her, just following
her around. Manchester City. The problem with Man City's midfield is that once Raud's back from injury. I mean, Hasegawa, Raud, Stanway is a ridiculously good midfield 3. But then, Park doesn't get a whole load of minutes. That's it, to be fair. I don't know why they didn't go for George. Stanway would be a good signing for Man City, actually.
But they want her back, don't they?
Well, true. Maybe she wouldn't want to return. And for Chelsea, I don't think she adds much more than what Chelsea have got. I don't think she improves on Cuthbert on Niskan, if I'm honest. We've watched her... It's a controversial statement, I agree. But we watched her play for... We've watched her a lot for England, and yes, she can score a goal from range, but she does often get caught out. It does often frustrate me with.
Well, I think she doesn't realise what she can do. She doesn't realise. In that times she should just shoot because she can score.
Yeah.
But 14 minutes left. It's not comfortable for Chelsea. Aston Villa have made this very difficult.
Indeed.
And this game.
I think they'll take huge pride in that fact.
Yeah.
The fact they have.
And it's still on the card. It's been an open game. Last 10 minutes since the subs came on, it's been very open because Villa have gone for it.
And that looked to strike the arm of the right back Moritz there, but the referee not interested in hearing that. It struck the arm, but in a natural position. Knobs.
That's all right. Because apparently in the men's game, running, you put your hands up here, you Mateo Kovacic.
Fitzroy Johnson says Patrick's a CDM, not a CM. I mean, as I say, I think she can play both roles. I would say she's better in central midfield, but she can also play defensive midfield. So Yeah, she can play both roles. A lot of players are very versatile like that. I mean, you look at Sonia Bompastor in this Chelsea team. She can play in the deepest line midfield position, as she is a bit today, or as attacking midfield, or centre half, or up front. So just anywhere through the spine.
Didn't she?
Potentially so. Yeah, very versatile player. So yeah. And Gayara's got the skill set to be able to play both roles. Decent enough ball striking to play central midfield if she was to have opportunities. She's a great passer of the ball. She's strong, she's physical, she can play defensive midfield, she can make tackles, she can press. Very well-rounded midfield player. Not as elite as someone like a Bompastor or Putellas in attacking areas, and not as elite in defensive areas like Kira Walsh, but a good all-rounded player. That's why they have her in the Barca roster, because she is someone who will, as a rotation player, offers you so much flexibility.
I mean, the fact she's rotation is phenomenal.
I mean, that's ridiculous, isn't it? It's utterly ridiculous. The fact that, you've got like Kika Nazareth there, who is going to be a backup striker or backup right winger. She's not going to play over. No. Presumably, their best front three is Paraluelo, Payor, and Caroline Graham-Hanson.
Yeah. With
Bompastor and Putellas in the two advanced midfield roles. It's a ridiculous team. It's an absolutely ridiculous team.
Just on Chelsea, what do you... So Lauren, we're not going to see Lauren James tonight. Doesn't look like it. There's 12 minutes to go and she's still sat on the bench. It's an interesting one, isn't it? I think they're saving her. I thought we'd have seen her from the bench. Especially the fact that Chelsea aren't in a comfortable position.
Yeah.
So I'm intrigued to see what Bompastor's got to say about that. But it's there's a reason. Bompastor's not an idiot. She's not going to bench Lauren James for no reason. There was something behind it, and it probably is just saving her, resting her up. We don't know what's happened in the last week in training. May have had a slight issue or something. You don't want to risk it.
Gareth says we've got some Spanish for us, Jack. Sorry, Gareth. Sorry to disappoint. Despite my Spanish heritage, can't speak the language. Harry, you're learning it.
Vamos.
I know that. Come on, I think. Look at that.
Let's go.
It's just a natural native speaker. Villa on the ball. That isn't a thing. It's not how languages work. Here come Villa. Plays the ball forwards. Oh, it's chased down well, and it's a bit messy again from... I hope it has. It hasn't. Chance for Aston Villa, and it's a good save.
That ball went out. That ball...
No, Villa can't complain there. They're frustrating. They're complaining at the last one, but they've played the ball.
So you're going to play the ball, but that's gone out.
Yeah.
That's not even close.
Over the line still.
No, that's not even close.
Edge of the ball hovering
It's not even... It's on a different kind of grass.
Yeah, a bit of the balls.
Lawrence. Chelsea have done well. They've done... Yes, Villa have played well.
Carrying it forwards well. Right-turn turns, gets caught in the challenge. Chelsea free kick.
10 to play. Think Chelsea holding on?
Oh, I hope so. Really hope so. I can't say with any confidence that we will, but we've played well.
I think Chelsea Villa have really put up a fight, but Chelsea have dealt with that fight. I think it's been a couple hairy moments, but I wouldn't say it's been any moments where it's like Villa should have scored. Villa, should have taken
probably
that
should have scored there.
Potentially. They should have just carried on, and not really worried about what was going on.
Here's Beaver Jones. Gives it to Lawrence, back down the line. Beaver Jones tries to take a stride, gets caught in
I think the other problem with Chelsea is that Robinson and Leon have come on and made a difference.
Lauren James is coming on.
I mean, I'm going to see LJ.
Either that or they're having a conversation with her for no reason.
She used to look like she was sat down on the bench, not really doing anything. I think the difference is, though, what's happened in the last 10-15 minutes is that Leon and Robinson made a difference for Villa. I don't think Beaver Jones and Hermana have come on and done too much for Chelsea.
Yeah.
And that's the difference. It's just that
Villa have really kicked in the game in the last...
Which is why Lauren James is going to come on in the last 9 minutes, probably scored 2 goals.
Sapphire says, Patrick isn't a pivot like Walsh. She doesn't hold a position, and Etana, Alexi and Patry midfield is too unbalanced. All of them will go forwards. I mean, yeah, I agree. I think it is unbalanced, but for 1.1 million, they could probably put up with that for a season. Because I still think you beat every UWCL side apart from Chelsea, Lyon, maybe City, at a push Arsenal or PSG. Bayern, I don't know.
A City ahead of PSG. But,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, in my estimations they are.
Be interesting to see.
I thought PSG were good last season, but
I'm surprised they got to the semis.
They came out of quite a nice group. No, sorry, they came out of a difficult group, but Bayern were poor.
Oh, yeah, Bayern. I think Bayern are an outside shot. I really do. I really like the Bayern Munich side.
Well, this Bayern, I think the Wolfsburg team's stronger. I'm surprised they didn't get. I know Bayern won the league, and like Magdalena Eriksson, Pernilla Harder, good players, but I think the Wolfsburg team is stronger. I know they've got an aging pop up front, but players like
it's the Buell and Buell Schuler front, and who else is in that front?
I agree with Alex saying honestly that doesn't matter in Liga F. Maybe in UWCL knockouts. Yeah, 100%. They could play that midfield in the Liga F. They'd still win every match. The only reason they sometimes lose games is because they play a weakened side, very weakened side, because they're focusing on the UWCL.
What's happened to Buchanan there? She's got fouled, hopped up and down, holding her ankle, and then she just flopped on the floor. Hopefully she's alright. Yeah, she's back to her feet. She's alright. Just the way she's just like practically jumped on the floor. But yeah, 7 minutes to go. LJ is going to come on for Chelsea. At some point. Not quite yet, but at some point. Is it now?
Soon.
I don't know what's happening. It is now.
That is going to be now. Joanna Reitzing, Kana Reid. The player at the moment, of course, with the only goal that this game has seen so far, a really nice, really well taken strike by Kana Reid into the far corner. And as I say, the only goal of the game. She'll be replaced now by Chelsea's Lauren James.
Yep, really good game for Kana Reid. Lauren James.
She's coming on. I need goals because my WSL fantasy team needs the points.
Yeah,
I believe I've got the arm. Well,
LJ's going to get 6 minutes here. Just a late cameo. And another change for Villa as well. That is the end of Parker's evening. And going into the back line will be... No, that is a change in shape because Ebony Salmon is not playing centre-half.
So they're going for it.
So Villa are going for the game. Maritz to centre-half. Someone else to right-back.
No one to right-back.
Is that Nobbs? No.
I think it's just a back three and then everyone else up front.
I'm so confused.
Presumably they've just gone Hail Mary. That is a more normal... Yeah. That's a very abnormal, back three. And then everyone else is playing in an aggressive position. Thomas, well, they've got nothing to lose. There's a goal in this game. I think this game will either be 1-1 or 2-0 at this rate. They have gone for it. It's going to leave them very exposed at the back, and Chelsea could exploit that, but it's also going to give them a lot of attacking opportunities. Also, annoyingly, my vice captaincy was on Kana Reid, so if James hadn't come on, I would have had Kana Reid as my captain. So I do need a James goal now. Yeah, if not, that is a real
I'm thinking
shame.
that if Nuskin's going to play deeper, spending 9 million on her is not a good idea.
No. I'm thinking if James isn't going to play every game, spending 12 million on her,
I kind of thought Nuskin scores goals. I want Nuskin.
Nuskin does score goals. I think Herbinger's a better pick.
I mean, I'm kind of glad Kenza Dye didn't score because she's my second sub. So she wouldn't even... I've got Lexi Potter getting subbed in for Neve Charles.
Yeah, I've got D'Angelo and Missy Burkens on the bench. I've got Bergsvand who'll get subbed in for Bernabé. Which isn't ideal. I'm not 100% Bergsvand's going to play.
That's a great ball. Ooh.
But we'll see. If she does that, I think they'll give a clean sheet against Everton. I did panic and went Paris this morning.
Oh, right.
Because of the money I saved from selling Neve Charles.
Oh, yeah.
So...
Paris over who?
VMI.
Oh.
Because I thought now they've signed her, they're probably not going to play VMI, but we'll see. She didn't play, for Brighton in pre-season, but she did play for Manchester United in pre-season, so she's match fit.
Maybe.
And if she does play against Everton, I'll back her do something.
Fair enough. Canary, by the way, still making her way around the bloody ground because she's doing high fives.
Alex says, let's see when Erbadov comes back from injury, hopefully early next year for the UWCL knockouts. It's such a shame she's injured. Top player.
Is she the if Villa had her? Sorry, if Bayern had her, could they compete for the UWCL?
I think they'd have a better go at it. Yeah. definitely.
So if she is back, if they are right, if she can be back for the start of next year, for the
I'm
knockouts.
gutted Chelsea didn't act quicker and sign her.
Yeah.
Because I think, for me, it'd be more worthwhile spending 1.2 million on her. I know Bayern got for 200k, I think. 250k, but I'd happily paid half.
Great tackle, Millie Bright. Villa keep it alive, though.
Really good there from Ashley Lawrence, and Chelsea will
Do you
look
know
to
what?
break
Hats
now.
off to Ashley Lawrence tonight. She's defended superbly. Playing on the wrong flank, she's done very, very well.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to Football Manager just so I can do things like sign Lena Oberdorf for Chelsea. It's the sole reason. Ball in from Missy Vaughan.
Don't know why Rachel Daly's hanging around the back post, but she's there. Takes a quick throw. Villa are knocking on the door.
Daly. Thomas.
You don't want Rachel Daly out here.
Can Villa make something happen? Ball into the box, headed away by Bright. Now Lauren James. Lawrence, James. We'll look to take on Nobbs here. Brilliant control.
Wow.
He gets herself out of trouble, Lawrence.
It's so casual.
That's a bit too casual in there from Strachan.
Yeah.
That's not casual at all from Millie Bright, who has cleared it from one penalty area to the other.
The ball is genuinely back with D'Angelo on the penalty spot from Chelsea's penalty spot.
Maritz ball forward. Daly holds it up well. Sorry, Leon holds up well. Robinson ball across the box. There's a penalty shout in there. Not a penalty.
I think Hansen threw herself at it rather than being pushed.
I don't think that was a pen.
No, she doesn't seem to have too many complaints. It was more Missy Bocane's on the edge of the... Yeah, no.
Not enough in it.
Hansen throws herself at the ball. It's just that Bronze has her hand on her back. There's nothing in that.
Might as well take a punt with this ref. We've seen him before. She gives some interesting decisions. Katie's Ellen. Bronze. Throw-in is intercepted. Plays it back up the line. Beaver Jones holds it up well. Tries to go back to Hamar. Doesn't quite come off. Out for a Chelsea throw.
Not long left now. Chelsea have held firm here. Villa have come on strong in this game at times and have played very, very well. But Chelsea are just looking to see this out. And it would be a big point. It would be a big 3 points, sorry. 3 minutes to play.
So still time for Aston Villa. D'Angelo. Now Maritz. Tries to send it forward. Here comes Chelsea. Cuthbert. Holding it up well. And that comes off Leon out for a throw.
Yeah, it's difficult. It is difficult. It has not been easy for Chelsea. But this is why they win titles. This is why Sonia Bompastor's teams win trophy after trophy. Because even they've been up against it today for the majority of the game. Villa have been very, very strong. But Chelsea are 2.5 minutes away from taking home 3 points. Because they scored the goal and they worked hard.
Lauren James on the ball now. Needs some support up there.
Or does she? Can she just run around the corner?
She has now found Ashley Lawrence. She had 3 players on her. I have no idea how she's played out of that. Bronze. So Bronze inverting into midfield in possession stat. That's very interesting to see.
Yeah.
Definitely not wide. And she has gone out wide at times, so it's been varied, but it's been interesting to see. Her movement's been unpredictable. Maybe that's what Bompastor wants. No idea how Bronze is going to go. Leon. Missy Bocane's tries to make something happen. Robinson. Missy Bocane's blocked by Bright, out for a corner. 1.5 minutes to play. And Villa are knocking on the door here. Chelsea need to remain solid. Need to remain compacted for the last few minutes.
Just got to get it gone. Get a blue
This
head on it.
is much more nervy than Chelsea would have liked this. They would have wanted to be much more comfortable in this opening game. D'Angelo up for this. Ball into the box. Header on target. Save wonderfully by Hannah Hampton.
What a save.
What a stop from Hampton. Villa coming forwards now. The pressure's on Chelsea. Thomas ball in. Header towards target. What is Lucy Bronze doing? It's cleared away.
This is
Lucy
nervy.
Bogans tries to take on Hermano. Hermano looks to drag her to the ground. Lawrence then wins the ball back. Ref gives it for the earlier foul.
Hermano doesn't need to do that. And she's got
20
herself
seconds to go. That's a yellow for Hermano. This will likely be the last opportunity for Villa from this free kick.
But what a save from Hannah Hampton from that corner. It's not a bad. It wasn't a bad header. It was on target. At full stretch, manages to parry it away. Fine. This will be the last. This will be the last moment of the game. Villa to put the ball into the box. D'Angelo's still in there.
Chelsea hold on. Jordan Nobbs over this. Guro Wrighton hooked Natalie Bjorn on just to deal with this set piece, then another centre half on the field.
Yeah. Makes sense.
So,
any head
Chelsea
to the
organising now this defensive set piece. Ball into the box. Headed towards target.
What a
Tips
save.
over the bar.
Wow.
It was D'Angelo who made contact with it.
Wow.
What a stop from Hannah Hampton. Magnificent stuff.
D'Angelo with the
heads on
header.
target.
What a save.
Onto the crossbar and over by Hannah Hampton.
What a ball in. What a header from
Tremendous.
D'Angelo. And what a stop from
God, I would have
Hampton.
regretted venturing out.
This is incredible. This is incredible.
And another chance for Villa here. A minute over the additional time. Ball into the box. Bright heads it out. It's going to be another chance to put the ball in for Jordan Nobbs. Hermano.
Oh, she's taking too long.
That's a Chelsea throw. And it's thrown up in the air.
Wow.
There's a kid on the pitch. That is full time. Chelsea 1, Aston Villa 0. It was a fairly anticlimactic end to a vicious battle between Chelsea and Villa tonight. The champions tested by Aston Villa.
D'Angelo's has headed it on goal.
It's mental.
Wow.
Well, I mean, like, we didn't see the crescendo of a goal. It just ends.
Wow.
It ended weirdly where Hermano threw the ball up in there. That was it. But what an end to the game. What a match. Whew. Incredible.
I tell you what.
What a... Do ourselves back,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen.
Incredible.
Welcome back.
And if that is anything to go by, this season's going to be a brilliant, brilliant season. Chelsea...
If everyone games like that, Harry, I'll have a heart attack by the end of it.
Chelsea showing why they're champions, but Aston Villa are here to fight this season. They are clearly a massively improved side, and they are looking to climb the WSL table. A brilliant, brilliant performance from Villa. I think they'll be unlucky. There's a lot of words being shared between Bompastor and her assistant coach, because Chelsea have got a lot of work to do. They got the 3 points. That's the main thing for Chelsea.
Not perfect at all,
No.
but a good performance. Some positives to take from it, some things to learn from, and I think they will learn from and they will adapt in the next game. Crystal Palace coming up next Friday. It's certainly a favourable fixture for Chelsea, and they'll be looking to be a bit more comfortable there. But they were certainly tested by Villa tonight. It's a game that, on another evening, could have been a lot worse. Some big saves from Hampton at the end there. Especially that one, right at the death, tipping at D'Angelo's header onto the...
That's D'Angelo header. It was a brilliant header. That was a centre forwards header from D'Angelo, and the full stretch dive from the corner, and then to tip that header, keeper on keeper, to tip it over the bar, absolutely phenomenal. One of the best goalkeepers in the world for a reason. Chelsea, they got the 3 points. That's the main thing.
I was going to say a dramatic one, but Chelsea got the points, and as you say, that's what matters. It sees them top the table, even if it is just for a brief moment. You would assume someone will win more than 1-0 over this weekend, but who knows? Maybe every other game will be 0-0 and Chelsea will lead coming out of this weekend. Johnny Sin saying, or some scathing reviews saying Bompastor is a fraud. Now I see why Leon fans don't rate her. I don't know if there's any truth behind that second part of the statement. I think Leon fans always rated Sonia Bompastor, but you are
She only won
your
like 8
opinion.
French titles and a couple, 3 Champions Leagues.
Yi Chen Louis says, I think Villa will transcend United. Potentially. It's a conversation to be had. Of course, Manchester United begin their season tomorrow, I believe.
Yes.
Welcoming West Ham to Old Trafford. That will be very interesting. We'll be back on Sunday for Arsenal
Yeah.
Man City, which will be a very exciting game.
I mean, I put Villa 7th in my pre-season predictions. I think that could be very wrong. They look if they play like they
7th as well, yeah.
if they play like they did tonight, they will be in top half no matter what. That was a really strong performance.
They played really well tonight. It's difficult to say because, in the matchups against Liverpool, against Man United, will they be edged in the same? Well, will United or Liverpool win those games? In which case, I can easily see Villa being still 7th.
Yeah.
It depends. It's going to be a really interesting season. It's difficult to say. We can't draw any firm conclusions from one match, but what I can say is Villa were very good tonight. They offered the champions in Chelsea a really tough match. And on another night, they could have been walking away from Kings Meadow with points, which is something not many sides outside of Manchester City and Arsenal have been able to say in the last few years. So really positive stuff.
I mean, if you told Robert de Pauw you're going to travel to Kings Meadow, Chelsea away, first game of the season, and you only lose 1-0, I think he'd have been pretty happy with that.
Yeah.
Annoying. I think they'll feel like the points were there. They'll feel like that they could have got a point from today. But it's the performance that matters. If anything, against Chelsea, the performance sometimes matters more than the result. But yeah,
we're not in the results business, but I get what you're saying. Yeah. They've proven them out.
They can build on that. For your first game in charge in the WSL, Robert de Pauw can be very, very happy with that.
Yeah. But who do they play next week?
Tottenham.
Not a lovely game, but it's a game that they can definitely win.
I think Tottenham will be very interesting. They've got Crystal Palace, so they should come into a big win.
Indeed, they definitely should. But yeah, exciting one. I think we'll call it an evening there. As I say, we are back on Sunday then with Arsenal versus Manchester City. Of course, there are WSL games throughout the day tomorrow. We're not streaming them, but if you want to join us on the Discord, we'll probably be talking about them there. So if we see some people in the Discord talk about the games, we'll be chatting about them. So yeah, do head on over there and join us there. We'll probably post about them on the socials, that sort of stuff. So look out there. As we end as well, we are 2 subscribers away from 1,550. So if you haven't subscribed yet and you've enjoyed tonight's show, then please make sure to do so. But that is everything from us this evening. Thank you guys very, very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.